Hello and welcome to Tales from the Dark Side, your Star Wars news and weekly comic recap presented by Renovision. We're reviewing two comics this week, High Republic Quest of the Jedi, #1, I think, and Darth Vader, Black, White, and Red, #1. We'll also review the High Republic Quest for Planet X novel by Tessa Groton. We've got your weekly Star Wars news update, maybe some collectibles, and I think some info on some May 4th deals and specials. Let's get it going, fellas.
Yeah, I guess we're going to review two comics. Maybe we're going to review a half a comic today. All right. Jedi, say who's here, then I'm going to say hi to chat. That's what I figure I'm doing today.
He spreads comic news by ranting his views. It's Macho Man Marco.
Mm-hmm.
And spreading cheer while drinking beer. He's the visionary, Pete Renovision. He online shops drunk or sober because the hunt is always on with the great Dom Tober. And he prefers paperbacks over listening to novel audio tracks. It's Wayseeker Rune.
Let's go. Actually, listen to that.
And if you think good Star Wars writing today is in short supply and you believe the original trilogy standards were high, do yourself a favor, just don't rewatch Return of the Jedi. You'll probably be disappointed. That's all I got to say. It's me, Jedi Johnson 22. Let's go.
Well, I hate it because
look, I love it, but I know what it is. I know that's why I say it. Like everybody's got this nostalgia for it. You gotta go back and watch. So let's say hi to people in there. Tommy, first one in, first one out. Good. Hey, I love Lego Thrawn. Happy Star Wars Sunday, all. Let's get this party started. Beers and cheers, bro. All right, Rodney. Hey, Rodney. Thanks for super chat. Is up. Pay the man their money. That's the line? I take it. Pay the man their money. Dom needs more toys. Marco needs more shoes.
KGB.
Yeah, KGB. I need more. Pay this man his money. JSC shows by Pete. I'll also help them pay for Kyle on SNS some new curtains. Those things are classics. Jedi's new rhymes. Jedi's new rhymes are free.
What's wrong with my old rhymes? Ronnie was on a tear Friday night. He was letting Dom have it. It was merciless.
Yeah, everybody,
merciless.
It
was a good show. Go check it out. They did G.I. Joe stuff over there. I was telling you guys before the show that was pretty good, man. I enjoyed the. But I'm a big me and Pete really like G.I.
Yeah,
Joe.
a little biased.
Hey, speaking about G.I. Joe, I know it's Star Wars, but G.I. Joe, do we know who got the rights? Because, IDW lost the rights to Transformers to G.I. Joe. We still don't know that.
I don't know, actually.
Was it DH? I thought DH was getting them.
Yeah.
Did they
go back to Marvel?
Like, did they?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Their paper quality is better than all the rest. So we'll talk about that later. Sticks, 15 minutes or less. Star Wars is the best. Thank you, Sticks. Good job the other day. Ed is saying hi for the algorithm. Hi, Ed, for the algorithm. Sorry, everybody, for Dom interrupting the chat, but, it happens every once in a while. All right. Martin, looking forward to my week dose of Star Wars rumors and rants. Good. Catch you on the Rewind, gents. Good. See you on the Rewind, too. I like that logo. That was really cool. John, what's up, John? What was I wrong about this week? Let me know. Marv, good evening, Star Wars peeps. Good evening. Oh wait, maybe you did right here. If they ask if Star Wars comics are hot, then they're going to say no. That's not true. That's not. We actually told you the one book this week was selling out last week. Pete goes, literally go online and buy this book. It's selling out, is what Pete's quote was. Was that not your quote, Pete, or something?
I don't know what book you're talking about.
It was Wayseeker. It was one of the ways. Somebody made that quote last week. Somebody said it's selling out. What's up, Joe? Evening Jets. Evening Joe. Oh,
that said,
Joe.
don't let other people give you FOMO this week and start buying crazy.
No, this is not a good week. We'll talk about that too, though. Joe. Well, that's because you have the whole thing. We're interrupting everybody here instead of saying what's up to people. Let's say what's up. Spidey guy, what's up? Hello to all the cool cats. Okay.
Aliens.
Nerd, hello
cool
to
cat.
all the cool cats. Or is that just old dude? That might be Jedi.
Cool cat aliens, I think.
Cool cat aliens in YouTube land. Yeah, but what's the first thing? Is that old dude?
No, it's a cat.
Dude, it's not a fucking cat. Blake, hello.
The first guy, that's like a guy in a mask.
It's like a super hello, maybe.
Oh, superhero hello to all the cool cats, aliens in YouTube land. Okay, cool. There we go. We got it.
You trying to emoji read this?
Wade Scott, pew pew, team pew pew. Hey, we got some good ones. I'll tell you that's one good thing about comics this week. We'll put there. Spoon Terry, good to see it. Like it, love it.
Marco, you're all over the place already.
Hi, algorithm Wayseeker, dude. It was Darth Oklahoma out. I don't know what that means. He's all over. Sup, everyone. Hi, guys. Hope you had a great weekend. I did. I drank too much this weekend.
It's too short.
Well, it's like my wife was finishing up her executive MBA.
No, because
it was
the reason why people said about the because Sticks just said about Return
what the fuck?
It's the
did he just do
edition.
that? He just did that?
Special.
Did he just do that? Did he just? Is he? Was he? Yeah. Okay.
Pivoted.
Yeah, pivoted. All right. All right.
Good. But where were we going with that?
I don't know.
I have no idea where we're going with
Interrupted.
anything right now.
He started talking about Sticks. He got me lost in my own show.
Sticks was saying that it feels that there was some minor changes. It was the special edition version that they showed.
Jedi, what's going on with your boy?
Oh,
I heard
God.
I heard he was out of control on Friday. Which I was.
It was a
once again,
landmine. It was a minefield Friday. We didn't know where
I was
when we were
back
gonna
on a
step
college
what.
campus getting hammered, so I have no clue what was going on, like the old days. And then I heard that happened on whatever happened there, and now he's talking about special effects.
You're too
All
old
right.
for that, Marco. You're too old for that.
No, it was all with like graduate students and senior graduate students. So I mean, still older than most of the people there, but it's like there was the people that are like 24, like the engineers that are graduating, and like the people that the doctors and shit like that, and then people that are doing executive MBAs. So it wasn't too old because then it's people that are in their 40s. So it's nice. Hand pink waving. I was probably still one of the old people. Hand pink waving. But it's really nice going back to college to the bars and actually having real money. It's just kind of fun. All right. Hello, Daniel. All right, that's it. Let's get into it. Let's get to the news.
That was like 60 pounds ago.
good.
Oh, dude, no, dude. I went to they started taking. I was like, we can't. We were with like a 20-something-year-old too, and I was like, hey, dude, no, you don't understand. Like, I'm not going to be old dude going into that bar because I was laughing at old dude going into that bar when I was going to the school 25 years ago, bro. We ain't doing that. So we didn't go to like Riv or Rick's or shit like that. But we still went to fucking Luau's.
Went to the faculty lounge.
No, we went to Lou's. Like, it was bad. It's one of those places like you go in and like there's no. I guess I haven't been to one of these places in a while, but it's one of those places where you forget, like, oh shit, I gotta watch how heavy I walk into the bathroom, because as soon as you open the door, you're gonna be walking into pee. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like one of those bars. Yeah, like you gotta watch it because you go in there. You don't want to be walking too hard or dragging your feet, because if you do, then you're just splashing pee everywhere. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're just doing the okay, guys. Okay. Hey.
It's
Yeah,
been
tippy
so
toe.
long since I've had to worry about that I never want to do that again.
Nah, fuck, man. I still was having a good time. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I was drinking Grey Goose, and I don't think I was the only person that ever drank Grey Goose in that actual bar. So fuck it.
You didn't have any Red Bull?
Of course I did, dude. You
Oh,
know
of
I
course
did.
you did.
I drank like a case of Red Bull. That I was only in there for like 2.5 hours, and I must have drank a whole bottle of Grey Goose.
Oh, good.
I feel if I drink Red Bull, I would have a heart attack today.
Well, no, I mean, I'm dancing. I got to keep up with my old lady who's younger than me. So, like, I got to do something to keep up with that type of speed. So, you know what I mean?
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
I just don't think I can handle it anymore.
No. Yeah, I just never stopped.
There you go. Well, that's what I mean. I stopped. I don't drink that much caffeine apart from coffee, so that's why I think it might mess me up.
And now
I
the
just
news.
threw up a little bit. All right, get to the news. Get to the news.
Wow, this is gonna be
We
some
were making
headlines
good
here for
time until
Tom.
Van Marco decided to start.
We're gonna have a rough one here, I think. News this week isn't that long. Well, we
I'm
did
still
get
waiting for
some
JJ to start throwing these hand grenades apparently in our chat that
We
he's
did get some really bad news this week, though. The biggest one was that Dave and Fabro came out and talked about the movie. And they just said it's going to be like a mashup of different characters, different sources. You're going to be asking, this is what the quote was. You're going to be asking, how did this character get in here?
That's not what we want to ask.
Nobody
I
wants
want
that.
to know how Jude Law got Tom Selleck's mustache.
I don't know.
Like what? So I mean, it's definitely Avengers is what they say. You're on the right track when somebody says
Yeah,
it's going to be
you're
like
gonna have
Avengers.
Max Rebo and friggin' Siricious Crumb Friggin',
I guess it's
they,
going to be like
Ring the bell.
yeah,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
everybody
Yes,
they can possibly put into this movie.
Yeah, that was our worst nightmare, right? That's the worst nightmare we've all been having. I think if you've been watching the show for probably about a good 6 months, and all of us started off as huge Dave fans, we were like, and we've kind of started to get this feeling, nervousness, maybe you could say, a little bit of like, oh shit, this does not. And then Dom says, look, isn't this going to be great? And we kept all going, Dom, do you see the words that are coming out your mouth? And then I heard on Friday night, make sure you go back and watch that show. Maybe even Dom didn't like the shit that was coming out of his mouth, apparently. I'm just saying, you should check that show out. But yeah, it's getting to that point. I think it's getting to that point where there's like hardcore fans that always would try to see the positive. Like, I'm just waiting for Ruben to go like, yo, this isn't even like, I can't even word salad spin this shit. And Ruben's a king of just word salad spinning shit to make it sound like it's actually something that anybody, would give a fuck about.
One thing that I can honestly don't understand about Disney. Daisy Ripley, Rey, got, because the story, the sequel trilogy was such a diverse friggin' trilogy, and more people hated it than anything else. You start off the movie verse with Rey again. That is the problem. You don't start off. Talking about? I'm just saying the fact is that
that's not what the problem with the sequel.
Apparently.
The problem with the sequel trilogies are they had a shithead. They had a shithead started off. They didn't fucking. The writing was fucking bad. The writing was bad.
They made Luke a friggin' imbecile, friggin' goddamn hermit.
He's always been an imbecile.
No, you guys make it sound like it's complicated. All they did was they redid A New Hope, realized, well, we can't do that again, so let's try something different. Ah, shit, a lot of people didn't like it when we tried to do something completely different, so let's try to do a little bit of the old, a little bit of new, but you got to do it in like 6 months. Good? So then we got Goonies knives, and goddamn space flight through vacuum of space, so I can still use the force, and I'm not dead.
Ray is not the problem.
Ray is not the problem here.
Exactly.
Hey, if Ray was nobody, 100% great shit. Once again, this is why I won't say that Rian Johnson was the greatest Star Wars director of all time, but his movie was the best out of 3 because the one thing, he made Rey nobody, which was probably the way to go in that line.
Nobody.
Stay that fucking path.
To the dark side, become a friggin' Sith. Fuck her.
Hey, you and BK, you guys been making out because you two are just, you guys must have the same New York water.
To having everybody in the same movie at the same time?
No, you know what? Listen, right now, I'm so friggin' fed up with Disney and their bullshit. You know what? Jesus. It's gonna be a shit show. I know it is.
This is why we've tried. I've tried. Everybody thought for over a year now, people have been telling me how hard I am on Dom. You should just let Dom go crazy. You should, and we broke Dom now. I've let him go a little bit further and further. Now he's fucking broken. Do you guys like what you've done to Dom? Because now we have a broken fucking Dom. You did this. You people, Wayseeker, you chat over there. You've broken the Dom. You have broken the Dom.
As soon as the first rumors break that Boba Fett is going to be in this movie, Dom is going to be on board 110%, no matter what. Period.
Listen, the bullshit. Freaking Boba Fett should be John Wick of the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, I get that.
We're going to get to that, Dom.
Fucking bullshit.
What is going on with Dom? That's
telling you, man. Disney. I'm hating Disney. I'm hating
back to this movie. I think
this is what happens if you go to the rumor sites too much. Go ahead.
I think this is what a probably rather large section of Star Wars fandom, or at least the casual Star Wars fan, would want something like this, where there are familiar characters popping up in this movie. I think
you keep saying that, but it keeps getting like. In retrospect, we keep losing fans, and you keep seeing people look at it in retrospect and going like, yeah, that really wasn't as good as I was. I think like the hyping was getting there, but then when they actually see the execution, I think they're starting to catch on that the execution's
people that dwell over every little aspect of Star Wars will probably not like it as well as your casual viewer who just wants to go there and have a good time and eat some popcorn. I think.
Well, JJ would argue the fact that the casual viewer didn't watch any of that shit on.
We're going to talk about that later. I think JJ is wrong, and I think the numbers show that.
I would agree too, but nobody listens to me, and they say I'm wrong all the time. Just ask John in the chat. So,
not for anything. Rey, if she was written right, could have been a better character.
So it was a ray of hope. Wait, hold on. So it's a ray of hope. Sorry, I missed that one.
Ring the bell.
Good one, Rip.
You know, I think that you know, she's not, you know, for them to bring her back in a movie where after you had all this diversity, all the crazy shit that went on with these 3 movies, you know, that tells you that Disney doesn't fucking listen, that Disney goddamn doesn't care about what the fans want. They want to do what they want to do.
Wait, just before we continue, are we having a Marco moment where you want to say the divisiveness of how people felt about it, or are you saying the actual diversity of the?
No, the Disney does not give a shit what we want. They want to put their product out. They don't care what the nostalgia and the
oh, whoa. I think you're 100% wrong. I think 100% this is Dave Filoni and John's nostalgia. The problem with that is your nostalgia is not my nostalgia, is not Wayseeker's nostalgia, and not Pete's nostalgia. So what you fucking think is nostalgia and how Star Wars is to you is not how Star Wars is to everybody. And I think we're learning that really quickly. When you have people who are canonites who believe in the canon of Star Wars, and you want to take out your tiny little fire hose and just piss all over it like it's a college bar floor, yeah, some people are going to have problems. But let's be honest, a lot of people, including people on this panel, didn't have problems when I was having problems with it. They were like, oh, that's okay, because you could make those types of changes. But now all of a sudden, when they're fucking making Boba Fett old, fat, and stupid, oh, now it's everybody's problems. Now they're not listening to the fans.
Down to Marco's point, George Lucas never liked Boba Fett.
Yeah.
So, like,
No,
why would Filoni like Boba Fett?
I know he did, but it has something to do with Boba Fett. It has something to do with the trilogy, the legacy characters, Luke, Obi-Wan.
But their stories were done. Like they
I'm
told
still
their
not wrong
story.
about the armor.
You know,
They only use them as, again, to appease those casual moviegoers to say, hey, look, you guys know Luke. You know Han, you know Leia. The story wasn't about them.
Great point, Joe. The holiday special is the gold standard. Like, it was good, but they hated it so much they got. I mean, like, what do you mean it is? It is.
Ring the bell.
you know,
It's campy.
like
It's shitty.
Obi-Wan, like Obi-Wan. All right,
Dude, they had a disco. Dude, they had fucking a disco dance going on in the middle of that fucking thing in a hologram. Come on, bro. That shit was a train wreck waiting to happen. Was it a beautiful train wreck? Do I love it? Absolutely. It was fucking great. It was also fucking horrible. Okay, so let's not act like Star Wars, like you're saying, oh, they changed a little bit of special effects in Jedi. Yeah, let's pump our brakes because old man up top will tell you that he fucking hates Ewoks, so he already hated Return of the Jedi before they changed the fucking special effects. By the way, Jedi was a great movie, man. All the original threes were. I mean, we like everybody's fandom's different, Dom. I get it.
I know it's different. You know, it is just seeing that they're more worried about diversity and more worried about gender and more worried about that.
They're
stuff.
not, Dom. They're not. No more than they've ever.
Can I tell you guys a quick story about yesterday?
Yeah, that's it.
So I went to see Return of the Jedi, the 40th anniversary release, blah blah blah. I took my youngest son, who was too young to go see it when they were re-released in the 90s. So this is probably the first time he has ever seen any of the original trilogy in a big theater. Okay, so after we're going to dinner afterwards, and we're sitting there, and Dom, you're gonna love this. He looks at me and he goes, "I got a question." I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" He says, "Why do people love Boba Fett? That was just the lamest character."
Hey, by the way, real quickly, this is what you cannot say this statement right here and then say Luke was a badass and they didn't do it right in the last three movies because he's been such a badass. Because the only time that Luke wasn't a whitey little bitch, only time was this fucking movie, Jedi. Jedi was the only they started him out as a badass motherfucker. It's the only time Luke Skywalker in his entire existence in Star Wars was ever a badass.
Anakin was a freaking goddamn whining bastard too.
Okay, no, I'm not debating. I like all the movies. I mean, I don't like the fucking J.J. Abrams ones, but like, I don't care. I think they're all good. I don't do shit like this where you guys are like, oh yeah, they've always had this. Leia was the fucking strongest one. She pretty much called Luke a bitch boy and told Han that she was his fuck stick. So they had strong female leads back then. So we can't say they didn't have fucking diversity, dude. They had it back then too.
I'm talking about the story right now. the focus on
The story was 2
told.
fucking pages for Empire. Go do the history. They did 2 fucking pages. Lucas put 2 pages down to go raise funds. It wasn't like they had a great story. Half the shit was improv, dude. Like it was improv.
But story today is more driven by diversity and freaking gender. That's what they want. They don't
What are
care
you talking about? What are you talking about? That's not a thing.
You're getting like Mila Kunis is possibly being the thing news. It's not true, by the way. It's like gearing you up.
Let's move around news because that must be Dom's hearing some shit that I don't.
It's going to get worse in a little bit. So
is it okay? So that's what. There's something in the news that's got Dom riled, and we haven't. Because Dom's saying stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? Oh, rumors. Why? And so this is what you're gonna do. The guy that the fucking I
put these out of order. Sorry,
I told you rumors are gonna ruin you, and now this is what we're getting.
I actually think the rumor is right, but so because it came out the day after, we'll talk about it in a second. So this one came out this week that Damon Lindelof was asked to leave his Star Wars project. Disney came out and wanted nothing to do with it. He then said, "I would love to come and work on a future project. I love Star Wars." But yeah, Disney had no interest in my project, and they asked me to leave.
I told you.
So his story's changing a little bit here, you know. But I think it was just a garbage script.
Ring the bell.
I think he was trying to practice some damage control, saying, "You know what? I'm leaving before they tell me to leave."
And so the next day, and then the next day, this leaks. And so this is why I actually think it's real. It's because I think Disney leaked it and said, "Yeah, the script was garbage. This is what it was." And this came out by like I don't know, at least 5 or 6 different sources. More of the reputable news sources talked about this too. So it was, Entertainment Weekly.
Did they recast the same Judi Dench?
So it wasn't like
someone hit the "I don't care" clip for this one.
It's not the old like the clickbait.
They don't have that.
Why?
So the rumor that came out the day after was, well, Damon wanted to recast Rey as some person I never heard of before, but some old 90-year-old.
You see, why can't they do a movie? I don't understand. Why is it such a hard thing to do a fucking Star Wars movie?
But this is awful. This is why they said it's bad.
You're absolutely kidding me, right? You're kidding me. You're going to take you. Okay, I'll explain it to you really easy. This is why it's so fucking hard. Because you have a franchise that is what is it? It's 40th since Empire. Is it 40th since Empire? So it's 40.
No, it's 40th for Jedi right now.
Oh, for Jedi right now.
Jedi,
so
it's going to be 50 years.
It's almost 50 years. It's a 50-year-old fucking franchise that you've had people who grew up as childhood and their nostalgia, and they're old now, and they grew up and raised their kids and grandkids in that nostalgia, the nostalgic idea. And then you're trying to put that on a screen, and you're asking, why the fuck is that hard? Are you kidding me?
There's so many different things to so many different people. That's why it's hard, because you're not going to please almost anybody.
You can't.
That's what I'm trying to say, Jedi. I appreciate it. Thank you for clarifying that. Listen to that wisdom.
But I guarantee you what happened is like Daisy's like, no, nobody else is taking on Rey.
Oh,
wow. I don't care what this guy's doing. You can't recast me when I'm still young enough to play Rey. Like, no. And I think that's what really happened at this. And so it's like, well, I'm coming back. I'm not letting some 80-year-old Rey come out in the movie. It sounds awful.
Although I do like the actress choice if they were going to do this. But
you did?
Who was it?
It's what's her name from she was in Shazam, the latest Shazam, right? Is that who I'm thinking of?
Helen Mirren?
The older lady.
That's right. I don't know her. I didn't watch Shazam.
So that guy pretty much got fired after he said he didn't get fired, right? Now he's saying he's got fired. Is that the end of the story?
He said he got fired, and then the day after this leak. So I think Disney leaked it. I wrote this because he's saying he got fired, and he's like, "Well,
that's
this
right.
is why you got fired."
Yeah, because you got dumbass shit.
Yeah, this is dumb.
Dumbass shit. All right.
Okay.
So Tamara Morrison out this week, seeming like
you have to stop with fucking
maybe
rumors.
Not. I think he's being sarcastic. I think he's being sarcastic.
The interviewer said, and it's in a quote. If you guys didn't read the fucking interview, in the interview, the guy said, and Morrison says humorously, and then says, "Yeah, man,
They took over the 2 shows with the dot." I know what he said, but really, I still think that
he said it as a fucking joke.
How many Dom F bombs did Dub say we had?
We're up to 6 now.
Yeah, you say 5. Fuck. There you go.
I was ready for that one too.
All right, Dom, go ahead. Keep going.
No,
Wait,
I'm
what were
just
you going to
saying-
say?
No, I'm just saying the fact is that, there's like 3 or 4 different rumors that the ending of Mando was supposed to be that ending. They had to get cutbacks. That's why you didn't see Mando's face. They said that it was the Pedro Pascal's freaking in The Last of Us, that why he couldn't be on set.
This is what, Dom, you're literally going, you are in New York City. There's bums walking up and down the street just randomly mumbling shit all the fucking time. Do you listen to those fucking bums?
Sometimes.
Where do you think he gets his rumors from?
Hey, what do you do on the internet too? Because the same motherfuckers. That's all I'm trying to
I need to
say.
get myself a tinfoil hat.
Yeah, I mean, I'll listen to the dudes, but I'll just be like, all right, cool, man. See ya.
I think
Nah,
they're
sorry, I don't
speaking the
smoke
truth.
anymore.
Oh, all kidding aside, this is a bum ride.
They're not, though. They're not speaking the truth. They're never speaking the truth. It's so wrong so many times. You keep falling for it.
I know,
and now you get
but-
extremely
But
mad
no,
that
but
you
I
dropped
get it.
6
You're
X-bombs
saying
already.
things you want to believe is true.
Agreed.
You
Agreed.
agree that, yeah, they did it
Right.
wrong. There's nothing wrong with them not disagreeing how
totally.
they handle something.
Yeah, but the guy was saying, he was joking around about it. He doesn't give a shit. He's picking up a bag.
No, I think that's the problem.
The
He's not.
guy made me look bad in my own
Man,
book.
put me back
it was
in
a
that
joke. It was
He was
a joke.
joking.
Jedi Survivor.
He was joking about it. He still wants that bag, dude.
He's gonna, and I bet you, if they're putting everybody in the movie, he's gonna be in the movie somewhere.
Fair.
I hope he
Oh, he's definitely coming for the movie. Yeah, 100%. He'll be in the movie.
Everybody will be.
Yeah.
Everybody. Cad Bane's gonna be in the movie.
Not bad.
Oh, Darth Revan's 100% showing up in that movie.
Are we going to get the Vespas, the Vespa gang?
Vespa is, yeah, they're
Oh, they
showing
get
up in
blown
there.
away. The first scene.
boy.
Dirge is gonna.
Oh.
Dirge is coming in Slave One with Boba Fett to arrest Slave Leia.
Our favorite
in a bikini.
Inquisitor is going to show up too. Or are we going to
Yeah.
get all that oddly shaped heads and all?
All of it. Yeah.
Cool.
Are you good with this, Tom? Do you have anything else to say? I put this one in there for you. Are you good?
I'm good.
You got to
Stop
get all the
trolling
anger
Dom.
out.
Wayseeker,
Not be
stop
angry
trolling
for the rest of
Dom.
the show.
Stop trolling Dom.
No,
Go.
it was the big. There was not much news this week, and this is
Yeah,
the one
I get it.
that came out. All right, so here's one that I found interesting. 5-day viewership of Mandalorian season 3. The first 5 days was up over 5-day viewership over season 2 viewer, but it was down compared to Book of Boba Fett. So everybody was talking about viewership, all that, the number of viewers. Season 3 actually had more
It's
viewers.
okay.
than
You don't have to
5
say
days.
everybody.
So, I mean,
Yeah, it was one person that was very angry about
Where
it.
are you
One
at,
person said-
JJ?
yeah, one person saying, "Yeah, I don't think any of that's true. I think you're not factoring in certain factors, but it's all right."
so I think that's pretty interesting. They pulled the numbers. So I get that there's more subscribers now. There's lots of reasons. It probably could have done better, but season 3 did pretty well at the end.
Still down from Book of Fett.
Book of Fett had more than Kenobi. It had the most.
Yeah. Oh,
I know.
Yeah, he should have been a clone. That kind of sucked that they cloned him. Yeah, maybe if they just use his blood instead of actually having a kid clone.
Don't worry, I'm gonna make my own movie, my own show of Boba Fett. And you're gonna see how badass that guy is.
Terry flying.
we are going to launch our GoFundMe for Dom.
I already got the
Absolutely.
name of it, and I already got the premise, and it's gonna be badass.
Who's the actor?
It's gonna be Boba Fett in his younger years.
But who's the actor?
Don't worry, I'll find it. I'll find that actor.
No,
Don't
I
worry.
thought you could go old man Fett. He's Dom.
Dom. How much is it going to cost us to build a custom Boba Fett fucking outfit?
Dom
know.
already has one, probably.
I can talk to the Leaky Trooper and see.
I was
but
going to
that
say,
should be
yeah,
able
we
to-
need Leaky for that type of
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
definitely.
talk to Leaky and see what we can do. All right.
There you
Take
go.
a
We
look.
got some extras already playing right
Going
there.
the ropes this week, and he's just talking about how great season 1 was and how
It was
much
great.
fun it was for him to work, and everything on season 2 he thinks is going to be better than season 1. So he was, just shocked at the reception of it, and just came about it. And so they're working on it. I thought it was good.
That'd be funny. That'd be
It's
funny
good
if he
to
did
hear from
something. What Jedi did you like? Did you like Andor?
I did. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like Andor.
Yeah, I did. I think every actor says this about every season too, though. So, but I mean, yeah, I think he's obviously got some foundation under him because of the success of season 1. Obviously, that he can
Mr.
maybe
Lopez
give
hates
this some more
Andor.
merit.
Yeah. You said who doesn't? Remember, you guys forget Mr. Lopez was in our chat all the time telling us how bad Andor was.
But now he says Andor's like the greatest thing ever. So
Yeah, but he also used to think you suck too, and now he
it's
thinks
a
you're the best
slow
thing ever. So I mean, that's I don't.
Look, I enjoyed Andor. I
big
thought
opinions.
Andor was well written. The acting was superb, and I think it was awesome. And then when you saw Mandalorian, after you saw Andor, you're
Blue
like,
Beetle.
it was like night and day with the acting. And the freaking goddamn,
Well, don't forget, Dom. We got warmed up though with the Kenobi. Like we got loosened up. Like, all right, just get ready for some nonsense we're gonna throw at you. Here you go.
Well, I can honestly say one thing about Obi-Wan.
Hey, look at that. Here you go, Dom. Dom has the chin structure to play a younger Boba. There you go, Dom.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Look at that. Thank you, Dwayne Scott. Thank you, because we had to walk him back.
You got to shave though. You got to get rid of the grays.
I'll do it.
Yeah, Daniel, I think it was good though, bro.
Dom's got the guns too, man. Dom's got the guns for it too.
I try.
Yeah, there you go. 60-year-old guns. Let's go. What else you got, Dom?
I was saying that so far
it's better than Tamara Morrison.
I was going to say, to be fair, I think Dom's in better.
No,
shape.
way better. That's what I was saying. That wasn't a slight. I want to. That wasn't a slight on Dom. That was look at that 60-year-old guns. I.e., hey, Tamir Morrison reference. Why don't you get arms like that?
He got in better shape for Book of Boba Fett than he was when he came in Mando, but he was badass in Mando compared to fucking Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, but he's still looking.
How many lightsabers are we at now?
I don't got enough.
Well, the whole Vader thing.
I go look for my Clone Wars helmets that I had to increase the number.
Hold on, Dom's gibbering. Go.
I was I honestly say that Disney has done good to Vader. You know, even in the Obi-Wan series, Vader was good, was badass. He really was badass, and I can honestly say that he was more badass than Boba Fett in his whole freaking show.
That's not hard to do, though.
Was he? Because he just sat there and stared at fucking Obi-Wan for like 8 hours.
Well, he took the ship down. He figured he grabbed Reva and he choked. He figured.
Hey, he was like, "Hey, half the show. This is Vader." That show.
No, but it was good.
Remember, he's comparing it to how Boba Fett handled his criminal empire.
Okay. Well, compared to Boba Fett, yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah.
Miles apart, miles ahead.
This one affects JJ, not myself. I'm playing on PS5, but there's a lot of issues for people who are playing on PC with Jedi Survivor, and so lots of bugs, lots of not performing well on higher end machines, and so they admit right now that it was not a good launch for this game. The reviews were really good for it, but if you're a PC player, you are not happy overall.
You can't call yourself out. I can't call myself out. I can't be getting called out if I call myself out, dude. Get out of here, John. All right, go ahead, sir.
So they are actively working on fixes, but they have no timeline on when the fixes are coming. So if you're playing on PC, you might want to wait a little bit before you actually devote yourself to playing Jedi Survivor. So unfortunate. I feel like this is part of the course for EA, though. Like they always have rough starts.
I like that Mark Hamill commercial or whatever. The hell
that's great.
Was. Yeah,
I actually watched the whole movie. The whole.
Don't say anything else.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
I played the first hour and a half of the game, and so I don't want to know anything else that happens.
I'm just saying. I watched a 3-hour movie. I thought it was pretty good. It's hard once they slice it to a point where they make it really good and they cut it down to really narrow it down to make it the actual movie type of thing, because there's still bad cuts that they were doing it, but I enjoyed it. It's kind of funny. My wife even came up and said, "Are you going to play that Star Wars game, the new one that's coming out?" And I'm like, I don't have a freaking game system. I said, "You complain that I don't do anything now. You want me to freaking have the game system in?" And
I think she realizes if you play the game, you'll spend less money on other stuff because you'll be playing the game.
That's true.
It's
like how I quit smoking cigarettes.
In the long run.
Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
That's a risky gamble.
I don't know. See what happens. Now, I actually like the other premise. I like the story. The story was a pretty good story. Things I didn't see coming. I was like, wow, I like that.
I think JJ and I are going to review this in about 3 weeks or 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know how we're going to do it yet, but we're gonna work on finding a way to review it in parts.
Even just general reactions. Come next week or something like that. Just to
yeah.
I'll give everybody a little bit of a sense, because I'm not going to be able to start playing this for ages now.
I definitely like his character. I like his character. I hope one day he's in live action or a comic book or something like that. They put him in.
Yeah, he has a comic. Well, yeah, he's not in the comic.
The comic book. They have the prequel to Jedi.
Prequel. But he's not actually in it. No, I think. I mean, they got a book. I think they're going to keep doing more. Ways of doing this.
Do you think he ever makes his way to movies or TV? It just might be a video game thing.
Well, that's a
It'll be in the
tough bit
Filoni
because
film.
you don't know what they have planned for the games. Like you
You
can't.
could die at the end of the next one. You don't know.
Exactly.
They're not going to tell his story until the game 3 is done. So let's just see what happens to him in game 3.
I just got to say, I love Mira. That's it.
Marin?
I think she's a cool character. I like her character.
Yeah,
I like it.
Man.
No, Mira.
Marin.
Mira, right?
Marin. Yeah.
Marin. I like her character.
I was thinking Mira from.
All right, here's the book that Jedi is going to review with me, and probably not. Me and JJ are going to end up reviewing this one. But Star Wars Timelines came out this week.
Jedi.
And I hear it's supposed to be really, really good. I haven't had time to dig into this one yet. But just the scope of it is one of the most impressive Star Wars projects that they've done. News has come out about a few interesting things. One of which is in the book, Cad Bane is listed not as dead, but out of action, which whatever that means.
Big surprise.
Yeah.
No, this is like a big. It's like a
resource guide of sorts.
A resource guide.
When did it come out? I didn't get it.
It's coming out.
Oh,
It came out. It came out last week.
Was it last week? Because I think I saw one's giving I think it goes on sale for May the 4th. That's why I'm waiting.
It came out on the 20. It came out on the 26th or whatever.
I'm waiting until May the 4th because I think it's like 30% off when you buy it on my way.
Wow.
Wait, is it a comic book? Is it a comic?
No,
it's a fucking resource
huge
book.
book, like 600 pages book.
Tabletop book, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, big book.
You don't need it, Tom.
Everything.
Why?
From all the way back.
Jedi's no way. Jedi's getting it. Might as well.
Oh yeah, they're doing all the line colors for the time period.
I might have to get it, Pete, in order to hang with you guys.
Yeah.
I might have to. You guys will see me like flipping through trying to figure out what the hell you guys are talking about.
Dude, he's
how
a
many years
serviceman.
BBY do I gotta go?
He loves reading manuals, dude. This is a fucking manual. He'll love this shit, dude. Right up his alley. Got it.
Yeah, no, I will. We're gonna have a downtime, but after High Republic in the summer, so I think I'm gonna try to talk Marco and JJ and review.
Yeah, I'm down to going into
these encyclopedias during the downtime. We got too much going on right now, but also we did find out that the droid Huyang, who's going to be in Ahsoka's and Clone Wars, actually came online all the way back in Dawn of the Jedi. So it was a fascinating fact that they put in that book as well. So maybe they're setting up, a long, preview.
What if they're doing R2D2 to just tell the story of all the Jedis?
Yeah,
because
that's the whatever this Dawn of the Jedi droid, suddenly he somehow becomes R2D2.
The book has
he is R2D2
public, right? But it's only current canon, so there's not much there. But I think there's a little bit. I have to go back and check, but they have some Dawn of the Jedi references in there. So
cool.
Yeah, cool.
It's about 6 different authors, and each author did a different time in the timeline.
So
I'll have to look.
I know JJ said current.
It is current canon, but I think we know bits and pieces, right? Like we've had names.
Is it like a certain point of view type of book or no?
What?
That was more like short stories, wasn't it?
Are you being sarcastic, John? Because we really are going to start doing this. I think I always am like, no, this isn't going to be good. But Wayseeker keeps talking. I'm like, nobody wants to listen to this shit, but we can do it.
But if I create the content, Marco does it. Marco's like, that's fine. I don't want to create any more content. So that's what you get.
Yeah, but okay, you're running off the screen. It's fine. Good. I'm glad you added this. All right, yeah.
For all you completionists out there for comics, a couple weeks ago in Spain, an officially licensed Star Wars comic with a brand new story. So this is not a story that we had somewhere in English that's been translated into Spanish book released. And so
this is kind of like how they did the one by Fry before, right? In English.
Kind of like that, yeah. Yep. So this is an actual comic that was picked up and was written by Disney and Marvel. And this one is supposedly going to be an ongoing series. I have no information about how long the series or how often these things are going to drop. I did some translating it's very much in the hyperspace stories type of mold where everything is just very much all age geared towards kiddos. So in this first issue, the bad is a mouse droid. So everybody's fighting a mouse droid.
Is it canon though?
It is. I would assume it was canon because it's written by.
You got to read it, Jedi.
Well, you got to see
and all that stuff. So,
or it could be that crazy non-canon stuff like like the Spider-Man comics. You get the Mexican Spider-Man comics that they did their own
Oh,
stuff.
that's
Oh.
that's almost like a that was just a licensed
sombrero.
bootleg, dude. But yeah, no, this is actually like in Star Wars. This is
Yeah,
in
this is
Star Wars
actually officially licensed.
Yeah,
So
officially
at that
licensed.
point, it should be canon. So
Mhm.
if you're a completionist for comics, this is one that you can pick up online for like $10.
Put your hand down, Dom.
He says that, but then every week Dom's like, "I didn't get any of those books. Did you?" I'm like, "Gee, we told you to get those fucking books, Dom. You can't be a completionist and not get the books." But
Hey, what do you want me to do? My connection.
No, it's the only way you can. Yeah, you're like, "Oh wow."
So I'm assuming that this book is in Spanish.
It's in Spanish.
100%.
Is there an English version, or else
Not yet.
that way? I hope not. Good. Then I don't have to worry about reading it. Good. All right. Good.
That's not true. They've got translators now,
reviewing
so
it
you
next
can
week.
Google every word into translation.
Sounds like a
You
lot
have
of
to
work.
Google Translator.
We're gonna
around.
review it next week,
A
so
lot
make sure
of
you get a
work.
job.
I'm not reviewing it. Dom, you review it. You review it.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien.
Yeah. So anyway, but for those people that are international already and you want some more Star Wars, you can pick this one up.
Mhm.
We're getting some new books
Good
this week
God.
that are dropping. For May the 4th, we're getting Path of Vengeance, which I'm really excited about. It will close out phase. Well, technically not close out phase 2 because
They have dragged the shit out of this phase 2 middle section, so I'm kind of glad. I'm hoping this finishes. it up
No,
right
they
here.
didn't.
They did not.
Yeah, they did. 2 books ago was
It
worthless
just
after reading this last
feels
book.
like they did, but
No, they
time
didn't.
wise,
The book 2 weeks ago was one of my favorites of all time from both.
You have. I'm sorry, but your taste is the same. I mean, that's like when people say that oodles of noodles is fucking the most delicious Oriental
Wait,
dish they've
Marco,
ever had.
you said it was a good book. I don't know.
That
what
says
you're talking
okay.
about.
No, it says okay. It says okay. This last book that we had this week was a good book. That's the book I said was a good book.
No,
Mhm.
Oh,
this,
sweet.
that one was way better than this one. Anyway, so the Kevin Scott's book is it comes out over 500 pages. I think we're going to review it in 2 weeks, whatever that is from today. So if you want to get started on it, I'd recommend getting
Mother's
started
Day?
on it right away.
When's it out?
Comes out Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we got 2 weeks to review it.
Oh, boy.
Read it. What?
No, don't you remember, Jedi? I said I didn't like certain parts, and then Wayseeker said I didn't read the book, so then I had to spoil the entire book to prove that I read the book last week. Do you forget this?
I missed that.
I thought you said it was one of the
Two
best
weeks
ones.
ago.
You,
No, this
I thought
week's
you said
book
it
was
was
one of the
one of the
better
best
ones.
ones
Yeah,
of
the
all
face. Yeah,
of
this
the-
one. This
I-
one.
I thought you
I'd
said
be
it was one of the
interested to
better
see
ones
why.
of both phases so far. That's what I thought I heard you say.
No, this
Maybe
one. No, what I was saying was this book this week that we were reviewing.
all right.
was one
Who
of the best
cares?
books of phase
That,
two.
that part doesn't
You're
matter.
also getting the kids book because we're also this week we're getting Young Jedi Adventures is dropping on Disney Plus, and so we get the kids book Jedi Training.
Why'd you say
I've-
no?
I've
Or
pre-ordered
whatever the
both
hell
of
his name
these.
is didn't
Can't
talk.
wait for
He
both.
talked.
Nubs talks. He says Yoda.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marco said he didn't talk, but he talks.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He said he didn't talk, but he talked.
He talks.
I watched like 40 of those things. All that fucking thing's
There's
done.
only 6 of them.
There isn't 40 of those things.
There's a
There's
ton of
6
them.
episodes. It took 20 minutes.
No, yeah. There's all these little fucking. I just keep that little blue thing.
Oh, there's a lot of grunting. Yeah, there's a lot of grunting, but he talks occasionally.
He does.
Hey, to answer
See?
Daniel's question, not at the theater I went to. They didn't have
No,
anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Saying, by the way, saying some shit like that's a what Yoda. That's that, like maybe have said Yoda. That doesn't mean like you could have misinterpreted that. He doesn't actually say words. He grunts 90% of the time.
He said
Just
Yoda.
One of his grunts sounds like a Yoda. Doesn't
No,
mean
me
he's
and
actually
people
saying-
in Washington. He said,
no.
he
He
said
said something else, too.
No, you're
He said a few
right.
things, not a lot.
He's
But
like,
he said one
yeah.
Caveman.
All right, we got Pablo Hidalgo is doing another encyclopedia called Dawn of the Rebellion,
Oh, good God.
the visual guide. That one's coming out on November 7th. I'll
You
be
can
also
review this one,
reviewing
Jedi.
I
Is
got
this gonna,
anybody
I
else?
mean, are these like college? Are these like textbooks or something? Is this a college course?
It
This
is.
stuff?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
there'll be a
What
test
the
later.
hell?
Yep.
Oh, God.
Jedi's like, I'm not interested in any of these, which is fine.
This
I
is-
like this type
is
of
like
stuff.
going
Jedi,
to
they want you
school.
to Star
I
Wars
hope all the
University book.
kids. He wants all the kid characters to die.
I don't know what to do with these people. They want Anakin to come in and kill them all.
Well, they kind of do, don't they? That's the whole point of the story. Like, that kind of what
I don't
Anakin did.
believe this. Anyway, go ahead.
Bill Hader said he is no longer signing any Star Wars merchandise. Bill Hader is one of the 2 voices for BB-8. He got really mad
That's
because
weird.
people were putting their kids up to get autographs from him.
The story that he cites in this article, I do not believe. I think he made it up just for the interview or whatever to be something something to talk about. I do not believe this.
Dude,
I mean, it
he's
probably
making
happened,
beeping
but I don't
sounds.
believe. I
Who
don't.
cares? Why would you want his
Wait,
signature?
what? Wait, oh, tell us what
Making
happened.
beeping
No,
sounds.
once again, tell us what happened, Jedi. What's the story?
Well, I mean, from what it's probably something you've heard 100 times. He was at a premiere for some other movie or some other show. It was like 3 a.m, and he's coming out of this premiere after party or whatever, and he sees a father with his little child up at 3 o'clock in the morning just to send his little child over because Bill can't say no to a little child. And he said, go, so at 3 a.m, this guy sends his little child over to get Bill to sign a BB-8 action figure or whatever. And he says he heard the father say something to the effect of, go get him to sign this and we'll sell it on eBay. Like, really? I don't believe that. I mean, not to say
do you think Bill Hader coming out of a bar at 3 a.m. knows what anybody's fucking saying?
Yeah, it was
He's
a
hating
after
everybody.
party or some sort of premiere.
That's his name, Bill
I
Hader.
just don't believe it.
JJ believes it. JJ,
I've seen it before too. I believe it happened. I'm not sure.
I believe
I'm not sure it happened to Bill at 3 a.m. for a club.
100%.
That's why
I believe that 100%. I just think that this is something he made up to sensationalize something
Agreed.
that we probably all know that happens, but
Yeah,
I don't
just
believe
like
this
all the
particular incident
WWE
happened.
wrestlers are getting
Agreed, Jedi. I agree with Jedi.
Sign
Yeah,
this.
let's see. I believe JJ is like people exploit their kids all the time. Thus, freaking goddamn Ryan's Toys, $37 million on YouTube. They make $37 million opening toys. BS.
Yeah, do you see they open up the pop boxes and flatten them, and then you get them signed empty boxes?
Yeah, I
This
see
way
that
you
all
get
the time.
signed box, and then I guess you put it back
something,
together at
right?
home.
What are you guys fucking talking about?
I
I
didn't know he had
saw
anything to
like
do
one of
with
the videos
Star
of the
Wars.
wrestlers, and I mean not Star Wars in this case, but the guy is asking like, "Give me signatures." They were pop boxes flattened out, and he's like, "Sign this one, sign this one, sign this one, sign this one." In theory, to go put the pops back in him when he gets home and sells signed pops.
I'm sure that happened.
People suck at life. Yeah, cool.
That's what I'm saying.
Here you go, Dom. This one's for you. This one you're excited about.
I'm
Here you
excited.
go. Everything is better in the world for Dom now.
Why
Carrie
didn't we have
Fisher-
one
I didn't know he had
before?
one.
Carrie Fisher is receiving a Star on the Hollywood Walk fame on May the
Why
4th.
would Jedi? I could have sworn she had one. Why didn't she
Yeah,
have
I
one?
think I thought she already, it's a shame she doesn't already have one. I assume she
For
already had
Blues
one.
Brothers, 100%.
Should be a Blue Brother. The Burbs. Come on, the Burbs.
Yeah,
And Harry
well,
Met Sally?
it's better late than never. She should have already had one.
Well, I
but-
think you buy it. You have to buy it, right? She probably just
Mm-hmm.
didn't. She's probably buying too much Coke.
I don't
Well, the
think.
Big
I
Bang
don't
Theory-
know. I think the Actors Guild or probably somebody probably does it. I
The
don't
Big
know.
Bang Theory.
Eventually, I think they do, but I think you buy it originally.
I think you got to pay the maintenance on it or some shit.
I don't give a shit. What do we do? No, okay,
You know what? Listen, she deserves to be on Walk of Fame. She
Yeah.
deserves it.
Yeah.
She's
Absolutely.
our princess, and that's it. I don't care whatever she did in the outside, whatever she did. She's our princess.
I'm just saying I don't think the Walk of Fame is that fucking important. If you can just
No, it's
buy
not.
it.
They're like,
If you can see some of the people walking over those stars now, I don't know why they make a big deal about them.
Oh my
because
God.
That's what I'm
it's-
saying.
Not
I'm
now,
saying like
even
It's a
then.
trashy
I
area
walked in the
of
Walk
LA.
of Fame
It's
when I went to
terrible.
California, and I was like, "Oh wow!" Just like New York City, there's writing in New York
yeah,
City.
it's $15,000. I think you can pay $15,000. You can get a star. You just got to be a person in Members Guild. $15,000. You get your star on the fucking Rock of Fame. Well,
Yeah.
the whole.
I don't know. I think there was something that probably didn't mesh with the Walk of Fame. That
dude, my buddy's got a SAG card. Could we raise $15,000 so we
Yeah.
can buy him a star?
Absolutely. Fuck
Hey,
yeah,
there
we
you go.
can.
I know. People,
I think you have to be sponsored too. But yeah, we can get her a spot. No, we can get him a sponsor. That's not a problem. We can do it.
Get him a Kickstarter.
Nah, we just give somebody a bag of drugs, and yep, they'll get a sponsorship for it. It'll be all right.
Hey, oh, listen, for the record, for the people out there, I am not talking about the fact that I do not like gender or diversity.
Oh, Dom, it's all right. We know.
I'm all for that.
No,
It's
yeah,
the
we
story.
get it. We Dom,
I'm
we
just
get that.
saying.
We just didn't want you. We wanted people. We weren't. That's why we were trying to clarify for you.
I
dude.
just
We
wanted to
understand what
clarify
you're
that the fact is that
Yeah.
I'm 100% fine with that. It's just the story.
Woo, this is a little more
Bad
steep.
stories.
I don't know about this one.
saying. Oh, it's actually 750. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
No, 75.
We
No,
could
no.
have got the Star of Fame. 75,000. Nah, we
Hey,
ain't.
Yeah,
brother,
no,
we're
no,
sorry,
that's not
Pete.
working.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Listen,
We got you, Dom. We got you.
I'm gonna
brother.
raise 75,000 to get my costume, so I could be in my.
That's how much it's got. I think I got a message. Somebody told me
Dom,
it's
we
gonna be
raised
about
75,000.
45,000.
That costume better have a working jetpack.
Dude,
Listen.
hey, 45. Hey, preliminaries on that, $45,000 for a screen looking fucking thing. Costume.
Yeah, you know what?
45.
I gotta get I want the jetpack too.
Yeah,
I really want to fly.
And you have to have the blaster hookup thing. It's very expensive. And the fucking cape.
That's what I'm talking. We're gonna be 75.
Yeah.
Listen, it'll go well in New York City. Don't worry, Times Square.
Yeah.
I'll clear that shit out.
Could you imagine Dom walking out of work at the end of every shift? He just walks out of work just looking like that, dude. Fuck yeah, bro.
Traffic looks like it's a bitch today. Good thing I got my jetpack.
Got his jetpack. He flies into work, guys. Jetpack.
I can make money in New York City as the New York Fed.
Yeah,
you know
dude, that'd be awesome. All right.
You know, panic would probably cause you flying around the sky like in New York with a jetpack.
All right,
listen. You think I'm not serious about the movie? I'm actually, I'm freaking pen to paper, man. I have like a really crazy idea, which would definitely work in my freaking Star Wars universe.
Cool.
You write your idea and then you pitch it here.
Yeah, definitely.
For fanfic, Dom's fanfic.
Hold on. Give me a 1-page. Can you get me a 1-page summary in 3 weeks, and I will legitimately have it on this show. All I need is a 1-page summary. That's all we need. A 1-page summary.
Got somebody who could storyboard?
Dude, we could do all. You know, we got advertising people left and right over here. We can get this.
I'm not talking about advertising. I'm talking about we got.
Yeah, that's what they'll do. That's what they do. Yeah, the artists for that do the advertising storyboards. How do you think advertising works? We get storyboards.
I know.
Yeah.
Actually, I would love to buy. I would love
to
go to a convention and see actual storyboards for sale. I want to see his storyboards. How much it goes for the storyboard?
It depends. You can get them a couple hundred thousand, depending on what's on the storyboard. You can get storyboards.
If they help Dom in a Disney Star Wars show, I'll donate $7,500.
There was at Baltimore. I helped somebody procure a storyboard from somebody I knew to somebody else that runs a company that sells donuts, apparently, but also comic books. And that person bought a storyboard from somebody that we know, and that I think was $10,000, somewhere around there, $11,000.
There was too many people that I know, somebody I know in that story.
Well, no, they know. They were all there in Baltimore.
Who's the guy? That's the only thing I got from the story.
No, but they were there. These two guys were there while it was happening. These two guys down there were there. It was happening.
Yeah.
It was Dinesh and Lauren.
You see?
Yeah, that's who it was.
Doc Holt said, my brother's a writer. He's a writer. My brother, Geek Astronomy. He writes. Hey,
cool, he does. So you guys can get that written. Let's get that done. We'll go. Quest of Jedi. Let's talk about Star Wars in the last month and kind of how Star Wars. Look, we've had a couple good Star Wars books. The 1 in 100 has done very well for, and still is kind of doing well for Jabba the Fat. That was actually pretty good.
I need that book.
How about Ewok? Ewoks is still doing okay.
Ewok's still doing all right, but we also told you about the Yoda book. We told you the FOC that Dom didn't get either one of the
Lando's going to do
two books. These are the books I'm telling you. Dom, you can't be on the show where we're telling you to pre-order this stuff and then call us on a Saturday of the week it comes out and say, "Bro, I didn't get it. Could you hook me up?"
I know. You know what? Like I told you, the whole fact is that I thought the comic store that usually puts the books aside, they haven't been getting any of the.
They've been getting them. They just been selling them online afterwards.
We didn't get them.
It does suck.
Now, this book is different though because I want to talk about this one because actually we ended up buying 10, selling 6, giving 2, and I have one for somebody else who's in the chat right now. But with this book, it was a little bit different. This book, there was a couple problems. We kind of told you that it was selling out online ahead of time. JJ had definitely told you, hey, there's an ordering problem with this book. And for those people that don't know, because I've still got this question, I guess we didn't explain it well enough. The ordering problem with this book was this is at the end of Dark Horse's exclusivity with Diamond, the distributor, right?
Okay.
When they first solicitation for this book. Yeah, first solicitation for this book was $3.99. It was going to be a 2-part book. Diamond canceled that. Then their pullback came in official solicitation, still as a 2-part. So part number 1 of Quest of Jedi was $3.99. I don't have my phone on me, but I actually have the printout receipt from Pullbox. So when you were looking in your polls of if you were getting Quest of Jedi coming up this week, you had one. If it said $3.99, guess what? They didn't cancel it, and you weren't getting that fucking book. And last week, right around the time that FOC came out on Thursday, all of a sudden people noticed that they had $3.99 and they started calling their shops and realizing, oh shit, we're not getting this book because this book is $5.99 and it was the second part of the poll. So if you didn't pull it on the second part instead of the first part, you aren't getting this book. I've heard shit like, I think there's Jedi in this book and that's why it's fucking hot. Every High Republic book has got new Jedi in it. every fucking one. That's not what happened. Oh, is there a
What
Sith
about the
named in
mention
it?
of the Sith?
Guess what? They didn't mention Sith in like 8 out of 10 of the fucking books. That's not what it is either. Was it because of Gray? Not a bigger fan of the Gray than me. You guys heard me forever say I'm looking forward to this book. When Wayseeker did his fucking preview, even he said, "Hey, Marco, look, you're going to go all over this book because Gray's writing it." Yeah, okay. It was a good book. But the reason was because of the poll thing. It didn't show up. So then it started going on a run. That's why you see the price drop back down on it. Not to say this isn't a bad book, but I will tell you this. If you haven't been buying these Dark Horse books too in the High Republic, something very interesting on it. I think we're going to see a lot. I think we're going to see a lot of higher grades of these books because these books, the finish on these books are nice. Out of the 10 we got, not one had. What was that one thing that dipshit called those books? Did he say it was spine stress or whatever? Didn't have anything. I mean, you couldn't even tell. They're in great shape.
No, this thing is shiny and nice.
Yeah, you can't fucking. You can put it under 16 lights. There's going to be there, but the real reason why this book was moving was because a lot of people that are collecting the whole runs and are fans, like the Reddit pages. I know somebody mentioned it earlier. It came out on Reddit on Thursday. Like, hey, just to let you know, the book got fucked up ordered. Dom finally got this book. There you go, Dom.
Yeah, I got it.
It got fucked. Did you get it for cover price? Please tell me.
Cover price. Cover price.
Cool. Yeah, so you could get this book. You could get it for cover price. Hopefully, if you sold them, you did. I hope you got them in and sold them already because I don't know if it's going to hold on that long. The story's good, but it's not great. I mean,
but there's 3 covers.
It's really great because it's hers. There's a store exclusive.
Yeah,
if you get by the time you get the store exclusive, Wayseeker thinks it's good to get the store exclusive. My opinion on this book, by the time you get the store exclusive, you're going to be out because you missed your window. You're kind of already missing your window on this book. I mean, because it's a reader book. It's for the collector and read. It's for the fans of High Republic. And but the one good thing that they showed was there's still like the movement of trying to explain this week why this book was cool was because that it shows that there's a huge fandom of Star Wars that really is interested in High Republic. You know what I mean? Not first appearance characters, not fucking. They really just want the storyline of High Republic. They like the writers like Gray and stuff. And this is going to give us now. I mean, could you imagine if Timothy Zahn now is doing actual comic books? Like, that'd be kind of cool, man. And with this book doing as well as it is, I think we're going to get that. So now we're going to start getting first time where we see some of these writers that write for Del Rey doing comics, which is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's good. That's exactly
the story,
what we need.
Which is what we need, yeah.
I don't think it is a big print run, though, Darkhold. Partly because of that reason that Marco said.
Oh, no, they fucked up the print run bad. Yeah.
Partly because it's Dark Horse. Dark Horse's print runs are generally smaller than.
It's well. So that was it. So Darth, just to reiterate, what happened was on the FOC there was 2 order, not just for the A and B, and by actually the B cover is going to be probably rare because they didn't show the B cover at all. So you didn't see the B cover, so you're going to pre-order it. So that actually, if you're going to go for a book, I would go for the B cover on this. But what happened in the order form was they had 2 orders. And if you weren't on top of your orders, you ordered High Republic Adventures, Quest of the Jedi, book 1. That is not this book. Yeah, 1 of 2. That's not this book. They put it into a one-shot. And both were on the FOC for a while. So, and they never canceled. I mean, there was 2 versions of it. They canceled the first version. They didn't cancel the second version. Then they came out with the one-shot. And the one-shot's the one you had to buy. So that's what happened with this book.
It's confusion, basically.
It's confusing, yeah. But you're going to see it trending go down. It's not, I mean, fuck, man. I wish it was because there's a Jedi in the book. Because I got a lot of books that got Jedis in them.
Print on these books?
What?
No.
Think there'd be a second print on these books?
No.
Dark Horse.
Dark Horse doesn't typically do second prints for number 1. For number 2, I don't think there's even going to be. I don't think there's going to be demand for it.
It doesn't even say number 2 coming out. One shot.
That's what we're saying, Dom. Did you listen to what we said? Originally, it was okay. Maybe I didn't explain it. Originally, there were supposed to be 2 books. It's now a one shot. That's why there was the ordering snafu. And that's all this was an ordering snafu. But it did come out.
The one interesting thing about this book,
the one on the right with the green
one on the right with the green and purple.
But now here's the thing about this book, though.
Yeah, but this is what also added something else.
They are changing the inside of the book, so
kind of
there is an issue with how this lines up with.
That's kind of what it is. It was the internet. On the internet, Dark Horse led that those 2 things were in there. If you read the beginning of the book, and we'll get into it in a minute, that they don't actually say that the path doesn't have those crystals.
I know, but Michael Siggy, whatever his name is, the head of the project for Star Wars, said they wanted to re-clarify it because they could make it clear. So
Which
in
also
the
helps
trade
sell this book,
paperback
yeah.
and in the online version,
They're going to change it around.
they changed the wording a little bit for the comic, and so there is an alteration that is happening both in the trade paperback
and we'll get into that alteration right here. That was the last part I wanted to add on. There is a little bit of an alteration on the book as far as when it comes out of the TPB. That doesn't change here. So here we go. Let's get into the book, and this is actually where the alteration is. So we got we got two Jedis. We got Vin and Azil Ray. And Azil Rel is in some of the books, but this is kind of the first time we see Vin. It's both first time we see both these Jedis or whatever half-assed faces they put in these Jedis in a comic. Either way, that I'm going to start trying to do this with just putting their names when we do see first appearances, so you know who we're talking about.
That's cool. Yeah.
And this right here is like where you see the purple, blue, and green thing. This is if you've read the novels, this is something to talk about where they put all the passed away Jedi's kyber crystals into like this bridge thing, and they're talking about how these two Jedi's they're about to talk about they infer that they're going to put their crystals in the bridge, and in the new version in the trade paperback they won't be inferring that anymore. Just so you know, they just won't be. I blew it up a little bit so you could see it. Remembrance alone cannot be enough. You know, they don't actually put them there. They don't have them, and they don't say they are. They're just talking about Master and Kivmo. Now. Here we go. We get into Fix and we get into Vim right here. They want to find now. They're looking for this Echo Stone. Wayseeker, the Echo Stone, if I recall correctly, I don't know where it is, but the Echo Stone is part of the rod, right? Don't they use some of the?
There's 3 rods, and I think each rod has a piece of the stone.
Okay,
so you see it at the end of this.
The rods are the things that control the Nameless.
Correct.
What they use to control the Nameless. So. We get to see that a little bit, and then they go to do the flashback. We get these two. We get Vix and we get Vim. Vim's all right, looking cool, looking good. All right, they go to this castle, and it's like choom. They've got some great stuff here. Then all of a sudden, we meet Lady Loki, and she's running the castle, and she's like, "Hey, look, my name's not Lady Loki, it's Lady Ancord." And then this blue guy's like, "Just because I got an ugly-looking alien face doesn't mean I don't like you guys, but I don't fucking like you guys, nor do I trust you." And he starts yelling like, "Look at how powerful we are. We could do all this shit together. Let's all put our hands there and show everybody how we love Lady Loki." And they pop this Lady Loki thing. And then these two whisper not too quietly like, "Oh shit, they're using power. We couldn't even do that shit. Whatever they have on this planet, it's got to be possessing them and fucking them up." And this dude's hiding back around.
Are those the species of Martian?
No.
Okay.
So then in the background, you got one of the guys going like, "Oh, I don't trust these motherfuckers. I'm going to sharpen my spear." And all of a sudden she goes, here's the Echo Stone. And this girl goes, "Hey, that's what's doing it. We're going to take it." And he goes, "I told you I didn't trust these motherfuckers." And he's like, "We're going to kill you." And she's like, "You can't kill us. We're just here to make sure that you guys are okay." And she's like, "Listen, we didn't have a planet. We found this stone and now we're great because now we can eat. And we used to be starving." And he goes, "We'll go meditate on it." So he's chilling on his bed. He's like, look at here, little Padawan. You go off and I'm going to
chilling.
Yeah, he's chilling. He's like, "I'm going to have some dreams." So then he turns into like one of these like I don't know, these guys that love when alien probe them or whatever. That's like their big dreams. And he has one of these
like
tentacle
waking up in the middle of the night with some acid reflux.
Tentacle alien probe dreams. And then he doesn't have a shirt on for some reason. His shirt disappears.
Like Wolverine or something.
First thing he does is call this chick up. First thing he does is call the chick up. It's like, "What's up? Come over quick." And he flips it to his outfit somehow like Superman.
You up?
Yeah, this is fucked up, dude. It was fucked up, but it was pretty funny. Then he goes, "Hey, listen, Lady Loki, we actually got to take that rock, the Echo rock, and we got to do some stuff." Now, I was going to show you 3 panels here, but we get some cool shit, especially pew, pew, pews, a zim, zam, a zoom, and a zzz. And yeah, we get a lot of pews and a lot of zaps. And she starts to use all the power. And she's like, "I told you they were going to take your stuff." And then all of a sudden we get a crack right down on the rock. Right? There you go. Got ourselves a crack. And then all of a sudden, Princess Loki falls, and she's like, "Oh shit." She's like, "Oh wait, the Echo thing was fucking our head up. We should give it to the Jedi." And the Jedi's like, "Well, it's in shards. We can't have them go back together." And then all of a sudden they're like, interesting. And that's the end of the story.
So I have a theory.
Go ahead.
Okay.
So they take these off to 3 different places. Like they separate it.
Uh-huh.
I think one of the places that they take it is Planet X.
I do. I agree. Yeah, that's it. Or at least somehow they get it to be for Planet X.
Planet X is so beautiful. It's so lush. You see all these like crazy creatures that form because of it. We saw like all those monster fish or whatever. I think the reason the levelers even formed was because of this crystal thing, like that it's connected and it somehow created it. And so I think one of the places they end up taking it to is Planet X.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. You should turn it into SNS. They have Matt's doing a good thing over there. We talked with him this week. He's doing great. So
Jedi, did you like that one?
No FOMO thing.
I liked it. Yeah, it's hard for. So I agree. I think they did take it to one of the other planets, and I actually didn't consider that maybe that was the genesis of the Nameless, but that's a good theory. So actually, I didn't even know this was a one shot until you guys talked about it earlier. So at the beginning, when they were talking about the two fallen Jedi, was that the two Jedi that the story was about?
No, that was two other. That was two others. Okay, Jedi's from a different story. Yeah.
That's the path of the first book that we read that opened it up, where Zevmo and though they die on Velma,
Zevra and underneath the tones. Yeah,
Path of whatever it was called. The newest Path of Vengeance, but whatever that would be. So the one that Marta falls in love with and he falls in love with.
Oh, that was the other junior novel? I didn't read that one. Was that the other junior novel?
Oh, it was the middle one. You listen
where they try to save the kids.
You listened to it. I gave a review to it.
The same character that's in this one. That's the Path of the Open Hand. The guy with the treadles. The last time we saw him, they were in that book.
So Marta, remember, like Marta has all the flowers. No,
nope. We're not going to help him out with this one.
Okay, I think I remember.
Anyway, those two characters that die, he's researching why they died, why they went, what happened to him on Dolna, and so that character is going to appear, Aslan or whatever his name is,
I think is why giving away the Echo thing is to try to find the rods, and the rods are what control the Nameless. So, well, we know for sure that because of Phase 1 when Marshawn put two parts of the rod together. Was it two parts? It might be all. Whatever.
I think it's just one part. I think he had one, but I don't know.
This Red, Black, and Ew. Holy shit, this was bad. Yeah, we kind of told you it was going to be bad, and it was. I don't know. Then I asked everybody because I thought somebody would tell me I was wrong. And
if you're
not right though.
I thought the art was pretty interesting, and
really?
especially I thought a lot of the art was pretty interesting. The stories were who cares?
Oh, really?
I don't care.
Yeah, it's meh. It's just not great.
Here we go. We get Vader, and then he's just like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna find this guy. This guy tries to shoot him, and he's not really a rebel. And actually, I forgot completely what the story is about because I clipped this a long time ago, and I thought this story was kind of shit. And
actually, this is the best of the three.
And then, it was. But then he was fake Valance, right? So he's fake Valance, and he comes out there and goes like, "Okay, cool. We saw this actually happen in the Vader book, so it's not even original storytelling. He uses like a little tracker thing that puts Vader down for a little bit, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I got him trapped." Didn't we see one of the fucking handmaidens do this shit?
I like how it was
2 months ago.
A little side hit going.
Who wants to sell Vader's parts? Like, who thinks that's a good idea? Like, I don't know.
No. Okay, end of that story. The art was all right here. At least they had words in this one. The next one.
I like that story. I like that.
The fuck?
Okay, can someone just tell me who this girl is? Is she anybody we care about?
Okay, so this is it. Okay, I got it. So this is it. You ready for this? This girl is out there. She's just a nomad. At one point, she had seen Vader before, and it shocked her so much that she thinks Vader could destroy anything. So she's having this nightmare about Vader evaporating her, and when she does it, she thinks she's actually waking up. But the truth is that the Empire is always watching her, and that's the fucking point of the story. Thank you, fucking Humanities 101. What the fuck?
You like this one, Don?
I like it. I like that story. I like the art. I like the
art. I thought this was the most interesting art.
Did you know that was a story? What the story was about was that the Empire's always watching her.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. That she's definitely. It's just the pictures tell a million words, and you can see the description of her with the Empire and Vader and all, haunted by those.
Look, I said last week on TAC that fucking DC used way too many fucking words. Well, Momoka should go over to DC because if you put those two fuckers together, they'll use the right amount of words.
Balance out.
I was hoping the girl was Sabe. I was really hoping so, but
that's not. No, she's just some fucking person. By the way, she's not even in the desert. She's laying in her house.
She's a desert rat.
Oh my god, this guy hates his wife. So this one, the wife's like, look at all this shit. By the way, she's like a fanboy. She got a cuckold husband, just like some other people we know. And she's over here going like, hey, when's Vader coming in? And he's like, oh, Vader's not going to be here. And then he's like, oh, wait, this girl, she looks cute. And they end up kidnapping him and going, oh, we got this whole plan. I actually like this story the best because it had the most potential but fucked it up. So the Imperial gets captured and he's like, oh, I'll introduce you to Vader. And they're like, we're not here for that part of it. And they go through, they start shooting, and they don't realize that you think it's a rebel cell. And they're like shooting at all the troopers, and it's like, okay, cool. Turns out that Vader's there. He's watching the scientist, and the scientist is going to download this fucking thing and everything. But in the end, the scientist actually had been pretty much fired by the Empire, but then he didn't want to be fired by the Empire, and he wanted to prove the Empire that he's right. So he decided to fix the program, break in, download it, so that he could actually be killed by Vader.
This had the worst use of the red that I think I have.
Yeah.
Like,
What the art here is fucking horrible.
Smear some red around it.
Best part of the story.
Yeah,
The storyline.
Okay.
What did you think it was about, Jedi?
Well, I mean, I like you. I thought this one had potential, and then in the end, it just turned out to be one of those. No matter what you do, Vader is always 5 steps ahead of you type of stories, which we always get with Vader. But I thought that this guy.
You don't think he knew this? This guy knew. This guy wanted to be
I
killed
think
by
Vader did know. But I thought
the scientist wanted to be killed by Vader.
There was some talk about. I didn't get that, but I mean, there was talk about some sabotage going on and blah blah blah. And this weird nerdy scientist guy, they were going in to do something. While they were going back in, maybe to finish the sabotage. I don't know. But Vader was letting him go back in and get as far as he did because Vader knew that he was the only one that could undo the sabotage that he did or something. So Vader let him go all the way through only to fix the sabotage so he could kill him or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so there was a glitch, and this guy knew the end. He accidentally screwed something up, so the Empire was getting rid of him. But he actually knew how to fix it, so he always wanted to prove himself that he wasn't. He's kind of, remember the guy in that, what the shit was that terrible one where which was that Book of Fett? No. Was it Andor where the guy lives with his mom? Which one was the one where the guy lives with his mom?
That's Andor.
That's Andor.
Okay.
Andor.
Remember that guy when he's always trying to prove some shit? This is like that guy right there. This guy knew Vader was going to kill him in the end because of how they were talking at the end. He's like, oh, yeah, I knew you were going to come here and do this. He was just going in there to prove that he could fix it, but then knew he was going to die. So it wasn't actually the other Imperials thought he was sabotaging it, the thing, but he wasn't. He was sacrificing all these people and just trying to get in there so that he could download this chip, which he ended up downloading, which would fix the problem.
I didn't get that, but
well, that's what he says right there.
I didn't care enough to try to get that, but I.
Well, yeah. Once again, that's why these books suck because nobody even gave a shit about the last one.
It's all about the covers.
It's not all about the covers.
Not about the covers. I don't care about covers. I want a good.
By the way, then I was gonna say, well, they're coming out with the second print. Literally, I went into comic book stores on Saturday. I must have seen no less in 4 different comic book stores than 225 copies of this shit still on shelves.
How many 1-in-100s did you see?
Who gives a shit? No, I didn't even look because there's so many copies.
I saw one. In fact, I texted you guys about it, and then I didn't get it because.
Oh yeah, it's under $100.
I will be surprised if it's more than $50.
The Gelato.
That's what I think.
This is not a hot one. This is
the
not
virgin
one hot one.
Gelato, I guess, which is weird. That's another weird thing.
I like Gelato, but
it's lazy.
It's lazy.
Yeah. Well. All right. Nameless Terror. Next week, what do we got? We got some hotness. We got Nameless Terror coming out. That'll be good. And High Republic's number 4. We got the Dank Granks, Wayseeker's favorite. Are they still your favorite? I don't think they're your favorite anymore.
They're not my favorite.
Who said this was getting canceled? Star Wars Adventures, High Republic. That's not getting canceled.
No.
Okay, well, it's not getting. Whatever the rumor was last week or 2 weeks ago, that shit's not
the
getting
same
canceled.
people who say Star Wars comics aren't hot.
I will say this: we got 8 comics coming this week. So if
That's
you,
a lot.
You better be prepared for lots of reading if you collect Star Wars comics. This is the most we've ever gotten in a week, and we really don't need 8 comics in a month. Really, that's probably what you need, but we're getting it in a week. So
I don't exactly hate her. I just don't. That book as a whole was a waste of money.
Well, now we're gonna what stories, right? So is it the continuation to the stories that were in this, or is it continuation?
Hi, John Sanders' wife. How's it going?
Hi.
Yep.
Make him do the laundry. Nobody wants to. Listen, you're a great woman because you're cleaning out this old fart skid pants. I wouldn't do that for him, but hey. All right. Next up, we got this book. Dom's falling for the FOMO on this horse shit already.
2 top figuring out first appearance.
We already looked at it. So Pete always has a good way. This is one way you can see kind of. It's one way. Can I give the secret away, Pete? One way you can kind of see the secret of like if a book's going to get a little bit of pump and dump, if the pump and dump's working on a book, because this book's trying to get pumped and dumped right now and it's not working. But if you go to the online sites, and Pete does.
Oh yeah, if you go to the big site, go to the big stores. If it's sold out at the big stores,
yeah, if it starts to sell out, there's a group that you can go through. If it starts selling out one, the next one's going to sell. The next one's
you'd be like,
you can see that's how we knew that book last week was going to do it because we did that ahead of time. We started looking at these books, and when you start seeing them, this book is not selling out.
I think the action figure variant's going to sell.
No, none of these are going to sell.
Too many variants. No,
the mall is a hologram.
It's going to sell for $3.99.
Dom, why do you like this thing? I know you do.
I don't like the Noda.
I like but I know you like the covers, man. Come on.
You're welcome, John. You're welcome.
You get how many of these covers are you buying, Dom?
What's up?
I'm gonna get one copy. I'll probably get two of the regular Star Wars cover A, and then
that's the other thing. They got two goddamn anniversaries on this one too, because you got the Solo 5th anniversary.
I'll get two of the Maul covers.
Okay, you're not gonna get the Han Solo one though, right?
I'll get one copy of the Han Solo. What's about it?
You should not waste your money. Why don't you just wait and then
just wait?
I'm going to go for you get a dollar bin.
I'm just gonna do it short. I'll show you all of them. You'll be fine.
Yeah, and you can get them out of dollar bins in a little bit, dude.
You know who's not on the Han Solo? There's 6 of them. Who doesn't make it? Kira. Like,
he posted that.
They have a Darth Maul Han Solo cover. Who Maul's like in it for like 4 seconds, but Kira doesn't even make a cover for the
Vader. I like this Vader. Whatever 33 was, I should have probably linked it. I didn't, but I like that cover. But this book sucks.
Yeah, the regular cover actually is might have been out.
I like it.
Jedi loves this cover. This first one, cover A.
I don't like A.
No, people do though, including Jedi.
People do. I like the
like that's the one that's selling though. Yeah. I like C2. I agree. That's the one I said I like. But for some reason, we were wrong on this book. This book sucks, but Jedi and people like it because they're buying that fucking first cover with Sabe or whoever the fuck.
God, it's been how long has it been? And you still
nobody cares with Jedi.
Dude, you're doing it on purpose.
He does do it on purpose just to aggravate me.
That's not true. I'm very illiterate.
Shasha, Staros. He's never.
It's funny how all the characters I don't like, I never get their names right. It's hilarious. All right, thanks for breaking my kayfabe, you idiots. All right, next up, Dr. Aphra. Jeez,
I like the Dr. Aphra.
Anybody's paying attention.
31, Dr. Aphra, 31. What do you like about this Dr. Aphra that doesn't look like Dr. Aphra?
Cartoonish cover. I like it.
Who doesn't it? What's
I'm like Aphra making her O face? I don't know.
I thought they were arguing over who farted.
That is you. I just figured it out. I knew a chick growing up that looked like that Aphra right there. She unfortunately passed away a couple years ago, but before she did, she looked exactly like that. No, it's all right. She had too many drugs.
Why did they put the whole crew inside a regular Boeing like airplane on the one on the right?
That's a good question.
It doesn't look like the Falcon. Like
no, it's not the Falcon. That's the.
Oh, that's right. It's the.
By the way, for all those people like Dom that are like, this book is great and it's got tons of stuff in it. By the next book, by 32, Luke will be over here, and all the shit that happened in 34 of Star Wars is going to be ended. So no longer.
There will be a second printing of that. I guarantee of that issue 34.
There's not. Dom.
There's not.
Dom.
You got so many covers already.
I know.
No.
You know what? You're wrong. Dom, we have to give him a wrong thing. There's got to be a penalty. He dropped 12 F-bombs because he was wrong about stuff and got so upset when we told him that the stuff's not right and that did turn. We got to be able to calm his blood pressure down. Dom, we love you. You get older. We're watching out for you, buddy.
I know you are.
But if you missed Friday's show, I had a bunch of people concerned. There was a lot. I've got 7 messages concerned for you and your blood pressure from your guys' show on Friday. If people missed it, go back and watch MCM from Friday.
Hey, Pete, you need to download a short video of a basketball ref calling a technical, and that way just play that.
That's a good idea.
Well, I have the Dumb and Dumber timeout over on TAC.
Do you?
Did I miss some vowels in Power? Did I, Joe? What did I miss? Oh, yeah, next week. You didn't realize I changed that like 4 weeks ago? Lando, the book that everybody's been not looking forward to, except for Don.
He's a big fan of NXT.
I like Gamorrean Guards, so I'm buying that one. But I actually
could they look any shorter?
I kind of dig this. Yeah, I kind of dig this, right? Like this is why I gave it its own thing.
I like
Who's this? Brian?
Yeah, I like
Stella Freeze.
Freeze.
I was like, at first I was like, blah blah blah, and then I was like, holy shit, man. Why do I like this fucking book?
I don't know why you like it. I don't think it's.
There's a 1 in 100 too as well.
It's bright. It's colorful. It's like, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I like it. I dig this book. Have you been
Like a 1 in 100 to this too?
Give it the bell for that one. Give him the bell.
I gotta find the goddamn bell. There
Ring the
it is.
bell.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Just something about it. Like it.
Hey, it's all right.
Body or whatever color. All right.
The other one kind of creeps me out. The 1 in 100, which is all the way on the left near
I like
close
the
to
middle.
us. Yeah, it looks weird.
Why? The way he's just saying it's like a real life cover, like
No, because it looks real, but not real enough. So
yeah, it looks like they transposed. It looked like they took a real picture, 2 real pictures, and put it on each other. Yeah.
But that's actually pretty cool.
And that's the 1 in 100. I don't,
John.
I want to know.
These are all just one shots.
Does anybody know what that story's about at all? Has anybody read any previews of it?
Lando, no, I probably should have, but I just didn't
and
feel
you
like
missed the cover where he's wearing the his disguise.
I didn't miss shit.
I know. I'm just saying. There's one where he's wearing.
I didn't miss a fucking thing. I didn't miss a fucking thing on that. All right, now we're getting back to Yoda's. Next week we got Yoda's number 7s.
I like the cover C.
That's 125.
The 1 in 25 is in the middle.
I hope this is good. I hope
it is. It's
brand
gonna be
new
good.
story. Brand new story. Brand new writer.
This is listen.
I haven't read any of these.
This is number 7. 1 through 6 is already good. So we're 7 and 8 are its own, and then 9 and 10 is going to be its own too. I think what is it 8 or 9? We're gonna get another good incentive cover also coming through here. So, I mean, hey, I missed the Cult 45. But yeah, it'll be good. We'll be all right. And then you've got this book if you want it. This is for Dom.
Great.
Don't Dom.
Dom's been asking for this book.
Beckett.
For Beckett, he wants a Beckett on a cover. So
I want a Beckett series.
He's got a one shot of his own.
I know,
but I want a Beckett series on Disney Plus.
This is the one I'm excited about, just to read. I'm really
finish it off. Now, okay, so just to clarify this, guys, we couldn't find the other side of this, but the Avatar cover is on the other side. So if you go into your free comic book day and you do not see the Star Wars one, but you see the Avatar, and I
not
think it's
James Cameron Avatar.
No, the bald-headed little kid. Just grab the Avatar. They're actually, if they limit you to one book of a piece, you might sometimes they flip it over, so you might be able to grab one of these. And
Try to be sneaky. Look, I got an Avatar and I got a Star Wars.
I did that because what was the other one they did with Avatar? Was it fucking Cody on it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when Cody first came out, they had it, and that's how they had it. You could only get one book, and you could only get 3. So I took Avatar.
Yeah, was it the other one with the Press Savage on the cover that they had?
Or was that it? Whatever, man. Yeah. Whatever it was.
I think it was the Cody one, but I think it was 2004 or whatever. Marco's reminiscing from 20 years ago what he did.
Yeah.
Well, whatever, man. I mean, it is what it is. That's how I knew how to do this shit.
Good idea. Anybody's day, but I remember when I did Free Comic Book Day 20 years ago.
Hey, it's still a good idea today.
Look, the enigma that I am is enough to make anybody's brain hurt. Okay, so here we go. But that, just so you guys know, make sure you do that. Make sure you look for the Avatar. If you can't find it, don't just go, they don't have it, I'm out. Make sure you take a look. So,
and please don't pay more than free.
Well, these are, what are they? They're more than 10 cents now. Isn't it $1 a book?
No.
Is it 50 cents a book now?
No, it's still not 80 much. I forget what the number is.
It used to be 10 cents. It's not 10 cents anymore. Whatever it is, it's not 10 cents anymore.
No, because I was telling these guys about my buddy who's got a shop that he actually sells sets of the full runs. Like if people want to have the whole collection of all free comic days,
cool, yeah.
He'll sell those, and then that pays for everything else. Like
matter. Well, yeah, but what does he sell for? Like $50?
I don't know. Whatever he does, I don't know. Whatever number but they sell out. He always sells them. It takes him forever putting them together.
Yeah. All right. FOC, we've got another High Republic Adventures that would be number 5. Still going strong. I enjoy that book. I know it's not ever going to get tons of heat on it, but it's still pretty cool in my book. And then finally, Wayseeker, finally, we're getting hyperspace stories that actually might fucking be halfway decent. So,
and I think there's a B cover for that one, which I really
there is a B cover for that I haven't. I did these slides up there.
It's more of like an Asajj with Dooku, like a cool little fighting cover.
Ventress,
yeah.
I mean,
it's a Ventress Dooku story. Yep, it is. It's cool.
I like the B cover. It's probably going to be under ordered, I think, as well, because it didn't come out till very late.
So. Not just that, but Hyperspace Stories hasn't been doing very well, so less people are ordering it. So that'll be a good one. hats for in-store freebies. They're not in freebies either way. Lots of places sell online. And hats. I don't know what that means. FOC. Dr. Aphra. There's 80 cover. Hey, there's another mall cover. Again, two Han Solo mall covers, just in case you needed them.
I like how he's in action there, not just
almost action. He's starting to get action. We figured you would. But we're also going to get Santika is going to be in Aphra somehow with Luke. Oh, there you go. So there's Luke too. So that storyline, like as I said, is going to be done.
Pays.
Lots of places.
I like the Shakti or that cover. I'll pick that one up.
I will too. Yeah, I thought the Shakti cover is dope.
It looks pretty cool.
Since I have to read this, look at how fucking bad Aphra is. Who the fuck did that?
That's like the worst Aphra cover. I think.
Well, it's not final art.
Hey, it's like the Joker almost, dude. Honestly, a little bit more red there. Joker.
That's Botox Aphra right there.
Oh, fucking A. It's terrible, dude. And then I don't know why anybody's reading this book, but I do like the middle cover. Fuck me. I like the yeah.
That must be the 125, right?
That's not Jedi. That's not your girl, is it?
It is.
It is. Slow pop, yeah.
Yep. It looks weird.
I like that Loom Chija. What do you mean?
I don't know. Something about her looks.
Loom pop.
I don't think it's a 125 down. I don't think they have a 125.
No, it's a B cover. I think it's a B cover.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, just to let you know, this book is the story in this book is shit. But that covers.
I got to catch up on this one. I think I'm a issue or two behind.
It reminds me a lot of like I've never watched a full one of them, but like remember, I don't know if they still have it on TV, but they used to have these things called soap operas on TV.
Oh, they still have them.
Yeah,
like daytime soaps. Like this is what it kind of is. It's kind of like a daytime soap. Like, ooh, you're pregnated by your enemy, but you're not really because you're doing something else. And and your brother hates you. He'll throw you down. Do. And it's very bad act writing. It's like everything about the story is fucking horrible. But
here's another author coming into the comic scenes though, and you said you want more of this, so.
I do. I just don't want more of this. No. Who's yeah? And by the way, would you explain? No, I said more good. Let's not take what I said out of context. I said it's going to be good to see some of these great authors start to do comics. What's the author that's doing this comic? Wayseeker,
your favorite, your absolute favorite, right there.
Who'd that be?
Ireland, then Gray is your
Ireland. So probably not a good one because she's probably the worst. She always ranks as the worst writer of Star Wars. So
they got Charles Mann doing stuff too, right? They got Mann.
Charles Mann.
You got your perfect trifecta right there. Your favorite three: Ireland, Mann, and Gray.
Okay, yeah, Gray's good. Stop knocking Gray. Okay, just knock it off.
I like Gray a lot.
So there we go. FOC.
Oh,
Mann is actually really good. Mann is actually really good in comic form.
Fucking give Joe the bell. I wish they would do a mall connecting cover with an upper and lower torso.
Dude, could you swap them out?
Ring the bell.
If you imagine if it was multiple, right? So one, but like they kept all of a sudden they just kept selling you bottom halves of balls, and everybody would be like, "Did you see what they did? They screwed it up. You can't believe it. This is definitely a print error. This is definitely a printer error. This is definitely a printer error." And then all of a sudden the last connecting covers the top.
Actually, you know what it should be? The leg should be the one regular cover, and then the second print, 1 in 25, will be the head.
You gotta make it all complicated. Just make variant legs. You just sell the A as the top half, and then you sell a whole bunch of different variants.
We're not saying hi to your dog who's pushing out donut egg farts, Blue Beetle.
He says he's been pushing out donut egg farts.
I don't care, man.
I hope exactly is Hardy, the dog or Blue Beetle? I can't tell.
All right, can somebody run this real quickly while I?
Well, yeah, one of you guys can run it because I'm gonna run because
Wayseeker
past my bedtime. I gotta go to work tomorrow.
I'll run it till you get back. I think I'd make some tea.
Right. Okay.
See crazy kids
Later, Pete.
Later, Pete.
Yeah. So with the arrival of Jedi Survivor video game, of course, Hot Toys has to get into the fray. Not the character that I would want for Jedi Fallen Order. They could have came out with a Cal Kestis, which would have been really cool, but so they're coming out with a Scout Trooper Commander, and pretty badass. And I would like them to come out with the troopers from Mando, the Moff Gideon Mando troopers. That is what I'm waiting for.
That'd be cool. This not so much.
It's all right, I'm not.
I mean, it looks fine.
It's cool, but it's not the character that I want. I want, and this is not coming out until 2025 anyway.
All of Dom's like toy, all of his collectible entries are just segues into what he wants. It starts off with one thing. They're all just segues.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Next slide.
Next slide. You go next slide. We had this on the Friday show. It's
Oh, yeah.
the,
You want this one, right?
this
Okay,
is the
awful.
Dark Side Gentle Giant mini bust of Anakin.
It doesn't look like Anakin though.
I know. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Somewhat. It just it looks like a different type of sculpt. But if you collect the small busts, definitely.
He also looks like he hasn't slept in about 4 months with the bags under his eyes there.
Those are freaking goddamn Sith
Because
eyes.
he's getting Sith eyes.
He got instead of sleepy eyes, he got Sith
You
eyes.
should have Sith eyes without bags underneath him, though, can't you? I mean, is that why?
I don't
Is
know.
that just
I mean,
why
look at the
Palpatine
Emperor.
is so wrinkled? Because he like
Look at the Emperor.
eyes
He
and it wrinkles up
became
your whole body?
a butthole. His face became a butthole when he threw freaking Mace Windu out the window. Come on.
He looks too tan to be, I don't know, something like
Well, when you're on
right.
Mustafar, you're gonna be tan enough. Come on.
Yeah, I think
There's
you
no
need-
sun on
give you
Mustafar because it's
I think you bypass tan and go straight from pale to sunburn. But anyway,
There you go to the next one. So here, this is pretty cool. Lego. They're coming out with a new Lego set. It's the TIE bomber and the what's the name ship? What's the ship's called? Katie Sackhoff's
yeah,
Bo-Katan ship.
Bo-Katan ship. Are these gonna be out for May the 4th?
I think this might drop May the 4th. I think.
Yeah,
I was trying to find a date. I don't know when, but pretty cool. Look at the figures that come as 4 figures.
yeah. Wookie, we're doing that next after this.
Yeah, that's cool. So they came out with 2 different versions of the Cal Kestis lightsabers. You have the regular collector's edition, which came out, and you have the Disney Shop Disney limited edition. So which one you buying?
I have the Shop Disney one. I think that one looks
Shop
cool.
Disney one?
did he have 2 lightsabers, or are they just making? Is this a money grab?
Money grab?
He can. That's part of the game. Is you get to,
Oh, you get to
cut
go
the
to
parts.
the store and pick your lightsaber type.
you get
thing?
to as the game goes on. If you find the right chest, you get to find the right parts, and you get to go to your workbench and change up your lightsaber. So that's just part of the
Got
game.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm not into the lightsaber thing. Kind of. I got the dark saber by Hasbro, and that's it. I'm not really with the lightsabers. Go to the next clip. So Hasbro Pulse is doing a May the 4th on May 3rd. So this is where supposedly, apparently, the HasLab will be dropped, and rumor has it it's going to be the Ghost. Now,
what?
think about this. Now, this is how dumb Hasbro is.
Jedi didn't hear you. What do you think it's gonna be?
So the Ghost ship from Rebels.
Oh, okay.
So, in a way, this is kind of premature because they try to drop it out before the Ahsoka series. Because, of course, the Ghost is going to probably be in the Ahsoka series. But I think it's a little too premature because it doesn't come out until August. The show. They should have waited a little bit longer for the show to drop, then drop this. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I hear you, John, but there's money grabs and then there's money grabs. So that's what I was talking about.
So I don't know. If it is the Ghost ship, I am not buying it. I promise I am not buying it. I bought the friggin' Razor Crest and they destroyed that shit the next week. End of story. So
The Ghost isn't going anywhere. The Ghost comes in is in the movie, yeah, right?
It was it's supposedly in Rise of Skywalker. They had the Ghost in the background.
So it's still gonna be around.
But yeah, so it's gonna be the vintage line, not the 6-inch line.
Yeah,
it'd be huge. That'd be cool. But
Marker, you take over. I'm gonna make a pot of tea.
Yeah. So that was that. So May the 4th, they have a couple of specials that are gonna be dropping. A couple of mugs. I put a couple of little things in here. You go to the next slide. You got some more ornaments that are dropping. You got a pencil holder, a pen holder for your desktop, Mandalorian. You go to the next one. I can't hear you. Margaret.
Sorry, I gotta ask everybody in the chat and even later on. Like I'm talking about like this dinkly, wrinkly like picture frame and Mando fucking. Who the fuck buys a pencil holder for Mando? I mean, anybody. This is like what my mother-in-law gives me for a gift in Christmas, and I'm just like, cool.
Yeah, I know. It's just a little things you put in your desk, your workplace.
No.
No.
Yeah, that's what you buy a Star Wars fan when you don't know anything about Star Wars.
Exactly.
Mm.
There you go.
Next up.
Oh, get some socks. More socks. Got Mandalorian socks. And some
Fuck it. I'll buy that shit. But
And
I
then
like socks and shoes.
Socks is always awesome. And then you're going to have some plush coming out. A Luke is Return of the Jedi with the Rancor. He has a little bone in his hand. They're plush figures.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
How often do you guys buy socks? Like once a year, right?
Yeah, I buy socks once a year.
Yeah, like all your socks are gone,
yeah.
new socks.
Well, I'm buying socks soon. From when I go.
Yeah, you get to a certain age where I buy certain socks. Like a lot of these Star Wars novelty socks, I like them, but when I buy them, they're so thin. They really, I don't
agree.
They're different wearing when you wear shoes.
I like a.
That's funny because I think that so here in the Midwest, I've got like wool socks and I wear those during winter, and then I got a breathable wool, a lighter wool that I live fall and spring. You know what I mean? Like right now I wear. And then I wear ankle socks and like these lighter socks later on in the summer and springtime. But then, I fully cycle. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, so, and you get some more plushies that are dropping. I don't know if the helmet goes on their heads, but it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it looks like it does. That looks
it does. It's
stupid, but okay. It's
and
cool.
then you get a dark side, come to the dark side blanket. That's one of the gift ideas.
Thank you. It's a good point. It'll all be inspectors.
So this is for Father's Day. So you have an embroidered toe cap, non-slip sole. You got some slippers, and you got the slippers. These are the slippers.
These hospital slippers? How old do they fucking think we are?
Yeah, they think they're slippers. Boba Fett slippers.
Wait. I hate that. I mean, well, hell, it happens all the time. Show my ignorance. What the hell is a toe cap?
No, toe cap. It's the sock. It's like a shoe, slipper. You put your feet.
No, have you ever? Hey, when you go in to a fucking hospital and you got like they give you the, you got to go in for surgery or you got to go into a fucking.
Oh, okay.
That's
so
this shit
so
they
that
give
one
you.
picture is just a blow up of the rest
the front. Yeah, the front.
All right. I thought that was
they're just giving you they're literally giving you hospital fucking socks
shoes
at this point.
You wear them around the house. You get them. You wear them around the house. For Father's Day.
I think. Yeah, I think I've always called them just hospital slippers.
If my nephew, godchild, bought this for his Uncle Dom for Father's Day, it'd be awesome. Okay. You go to the next picture. Oh, that's it. There's more. There were some Funko Pops that I put into the thing too. That's it.
32 page. We'll go hit up. Well, hey, if Jedi wants to share the screen of May the Fourth be with you stuff on the StarWars.com page,
let me find it.
We can go get into that. Yeah, I don't know. That's all that came through.
Yeah,
you got 50 slides. You got 50 slides here. And there's nothing on.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. Copy of a copy of a copy.
30,
until next time. There's 38 slides, and there was like, all right, well, I don't know. I wouldn't wear any hospital socks. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, the other ones didn't come through.
All right, well, they didn't come through.
Yeah.
What else? There is. If you got little kids with bikes, Huffy is having all Star Wars bikes. I think they're like 40% off, so you can check those out. If you could, there's always jewelry and crap. I don't know what else. What else? All right, fair enough.
Mark, are we doing the buying the May the 4th deals now, or did
we were going to if we could pull them up because I thought they were on those slides but they didn't follow through. So we could either have somebody pull up the internet, which Jedi's doing right now. All right, and then we'll get right into the book review after this. All right, so let's see what some of these are. Let's rank these real quickly. It's buy or pass. Fucking pass, whatever that is. Take 30% off promo.
I have season 2 ready. 50% off. I got cheap stuff.
What is this?
What is this?
It's the art book. It's the official art book of.
Can we click on it? Can we click on it?
I like those books. I'll pick them up on eBay for like $5.
Yeah.
In a year.
I have season 2. It's like the official artwork. It's the art that they show you at the end of the show.
All right, sounds good. Keep going. What else do we got? Oh yeah, that's some of the art, right? No, that can't be some of the art, is it?
No,
what the fuck is that?
Uh,
click on that. That looks cool as shit.
That is cool.
Yeah,
Acme Archives.
Look at. Let's see where it goes. If porn shows up, blame it on. All right.
Oh, the twins.
Look at the droids.
I want that one.
Look at the droids.
$45. It's a print. Yeah.
But it's going on sale for 30% off.
Yeah.
So you're looking.
Hey, see what the frame small one would be. Click on the frame small one and see how much that'll be. Down one.
Click on what?
Options is lithograph. Frame. Yeah, lithograph. Unframed. You could get framed. Let's see how much they're going to add a frame on for this. Oh shit! Go frame that at Michael's. Holy
Yeah.
crap! $210 to get it framed. Okay.
Yep.
Well, all right. Let's back out of that shit. Okay. What else?
They had the droids. They had the droids for you.
Go back in there. Go to. Really? That's what we're doing? Go back in there one more time.
Yeah.
I think the
Go down.
Look at the droids when you're going down. Look, see the droid noir. That's actually pretty cool.
I mean, it's lithographed, so it's not terrible.
That.
I guess for $45, it's not a bad deal.
Woo!
You're definitely not. Yeah, you're not paying $210 to frame.
If you get that Jedi, you get it framed at Michael's. Exactly.
Yeah, for $20. They got coupons. All right, what's up next? These are the great offers, by the way. Amazon. There's going to be Amazon deals of the day on Star Wars, just so you know. Thanks a lot for that.
Yeah, gonna be a shit
way to
ton.
go. Yeah, way to go.
American Tourist.
I actually like those cases.
I do too.
They actually hold up pretty well. You got to leave the foam on. There's a film on these when you buy them. You have to leave the film on it. Like a lot of people will make the mistake of taking the plastic film off and it makes it shinier. Don't do that. Just don't do that. Leave the film on it because it makes it so they don't scuff up.
I'm not paying $100 for a
Boba Fett's on clearance, Dom.
Clearance. How much?
How much is it?
85.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Wait, so have you traveled with these? Wait, I don't travel. I only buy these like tourist
I'm
cases.
afraid somebody would steal it.
Mine is
because they
nicer than
like
this.
Star Wars.
Mine was cost more than $150.
I like the tags.
If I'm gonna get a nice one, I'm gonna get one that's like a higher brand quality.
I did for a while, but they kept eventually they all get torn out. These things for under $100, you can get 20 trips out of these things. The film
they
starts to
don't
come
have
out
to do
around
that.
trip number 10. Get another one. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
The Tiki
Oh,
mug.
these fucking tikis.
Well, I like
There you
the
go.
Boba Fett
Always.
tiki. That's pretty cool.
Dom, you
Is it
buying
Boba Fett? I don't know that. How do you know it's Boba Fett?
That's Boba Fett. Look at the
How do you know?
stories
How do you know?
next to his freaking finder.
It looks like that stormtrooper looks like his thing's giving you the finger.
It does.
It does, right?
I'm not buying that shit. How much is one of these? See how one of these run.
$30.
No. It's gonna be more than $30. Right
Hey,
there.
Go back
Eric,
up.
go up.
Go back up. Go back up. Right there. Go back. Keep going. Right
Eric
Put that-
and this is gonna be expensive.
Coming
I
soon.
won't even tell you the price.
Don't even tell
Limited
you.
to 500 though, Dom. That's right up your alley.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, get off this.
All
We're
right,
almost done
you
searching
better
the
be
internet.
ready for that, Dom, because it will sell out quick.
It will
Yes,
sell
it
out
will.
quick.
I know
It
people
will.
who collect these things.
Box lunch.
lunch.
What is
Are they
box
good?
lunch again?
Box lunch is like Hot Topic.
Ah, okay.
Really? All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And FYE. So it's like that.
They're not doing the magazine thing again. That kind of sucks. Keep going. What's this? Save 10% off custom. Hey, there we go. Let's buy. Let's see if we could buy. Click on that. Let's see if they got Boba Fett stuff so we can see if we could buy. Oh, whole Stormtrooper suit. Let's see. What do we got here? Join our ranks. No, thank you. Mando. Django. Bo. Where's Bobo?
Mike, keep
They
going.
probably
Oh,
did
Boba Fett.
Boba already. Oh,
Oh,
wow.
you gotta be kidding me.
Imperial World Guard.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Get the
There's a
jetpack
backpack. How much does that cost? $600.
pre-order. Yeah.
Okay, keep going. So we're at $600. This is how much we got raised for Dom. Minimum 600 so far.
They got
Oh wow, that
Sabine.
Bo-Katan looks. Or Sabine looks.
Sabine
It
Wren.
looks really good.
Yeah, it looks really good. These are fucking cool, dude.
They are.
Ah, Admiral Thrawn. Is that Admiral Thrawn?
It's just
Oh,
any
Rogue
Imperial
One,
Admiral.
that's the other
It's
guy.
just any Imperial
Imperial
Admiral.
ammo.
Yeah.
Man, this is all cosplay stuff. Yeah, I don't
This is
think
what
we're
we
gonna
need
get-
for Dom. Oh look, that's all the. Hey, we could build the Boba Fett portions for him down there. $115 a piece. Is that what it is? Jesus. Go to part
The
3
right leg.
for the right leg.
$125 a leg.
Oh, the chest plate's gonna
I
cost.
wonder if
us-
this is where Leaky gets his stuff.
No,
or is
they
he
build
like-
theirs someplace
No,
else.
he builds his own.
Yeah, no, they have. He does have a site that they give them that they can build stuff off of. Keep going, keep going. Damn, they don't have enough.
That's it.
It's so close. All right.
Nope.
Well, okay, we need about $2,000 just to get the Boba Fett stuff started. At this point, we figured
How
that
do
out.
they not have Boba Fett, Dom? That's crazy.
Write them.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Crazy.
All right, what else do we got?
From by Dave Filoni. He's like, nope.
It's 10% off. Oh, I actually might buy one of these.
These rings are expensive, though. God, they're silicone, right?
Yeah,
These
it's
rings
a
are
lot cheaper than
expensive.
what I. Yeah, okay, but so I have two rings already. Both of them are gold and diamond, and like I have them so that like when I go out and drink, that if
That's
I
not
lose
expensive.
one, I lose the backup one. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
you gotta
50
get 30
bucks.
inch.
For a
Yeah, this
silicone
is-
ring, they're expensive.
That's fine. No, this is 100%.
This is perfectly fine.
This is
Reasonable.
perfectly fine for me. Yeah. This is a go out drinking ring. Yeah. There's a whole set of them for $100.
Yeah.
Look, is that R2D?
Yes, yes,
C3PO. Hey!
$35. There you go.
I'll
$35.
get the Vader.
Jedi's already pre-ordered it right now.
Yeah, he just did. He just did.
Ring.
You could get the whole Galactic Core ring
He's
set
like, oh,
for
these
under
are
$200.
C3PO.
That's a good one.
After that,
Actually, you know, these actually might. To be honest with you, some of these right here, you might be able to hold on to for a little bit when they out to run.
I like the
30 years.
Vader.
Look at that
Black
Mace
and red.
Windu. That fucking
Darth
thing's
Maul,
dope.
that's
cool.
Buy
That's
the
cool.
sets.
Yeah.
Buy a couple sets, dude. These are dope.
And they're actually pretty intricate because the little, I mean, you'd think the lightsabers are actually different for each one, too. The handles on the hilt.
I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy something here. Let's go. Let's see if this comes in a pack. These ones right here. It's only two.
Yeah,
Shit.
the dark saber looks pretty cool.
Out of 4. Oh, you got a fucking Darksaber. They blew it up. All right. All right. What else is down there? Anything else down there? Nothing. All right. Don't worry about it. Keep going. No.
No.
No, that's
I
it.
think that's it.
That's it.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. There's more.
Oh, I love you.
Yeah, the I love you and.
Oh, there you go.
That's
Wait,
for-
Wayseeker, you could get remarried for your 10th
My wife.
anniversary with this, right? Your wife would like it. You guys could play
She's
Star
out.
Wars card games
She
together.
would not. She'd play games with me because of card game, but not this. No.
But you don't tell her it's Arabesh. You just give her the pink one.
Okay.
That's
Rebel
cool.
and Gold. That's kind of cool. Hey, I take it back. This is actually cool. I might actually buy this. Oh,
Hello there.
there's more. Okay, speed through this real quickly because I kind of am interested, but I'm not too.
Oh, the
Hey,
Boba Fett.
there we go. Let's see what these are. You get a Fennec Shan ring. Wait, what happened? You get a
He's
Fennec
looking
Shan
for the
ring.
Boba Fett one.
$6.
How much? 126. Is that with the
126
30%
for
off?
4 of them.
Dom, you buying this?
Maybe.
This isn't bad.
This is Boba Fett.
I know.
Wait,
You
Fennec
buy a
Shan-
lot worse stuff for more money than this.
I know.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool. I like the rings, the way they look.
They are cool. No, I
They are
think these
cool.
are really cool. And I think
These actually I really like. This is probably the best thing we've seen so far. All right, let's get out of here now that we found the Boba Fett. Let's see if there's anything else cool. FYEs, nothing big. Who gives a shit?
FYE, get the toys, figures.
Buy two, get one.
free.
Yeah.
Funko.
Uh-oh.
Get the
Buy 3
4.3.
Star Wars Funko. Get
Buy
something
3
out of our
get one.
trash bin. This shit I looked at was ridiculous. This is just ridiculous.
Is it real gold or is it just costume jewelry?
No, I think this is costume jewelry. The next ones are real, girl. Yeah, this is like costume. There's one later down that's real. Hey, the selfie things are doing so bad. They're trying to give you like 40% off these fucking things.
Yep.
So probably now's the time because I don't think they're going to do selfie series much longer. It's 20% off.
Ooh, Huffies.
Yeah,
Huffy
Huffy,
bikes.
40% off. Get them. Yeah, it's like under $100. I'm probably going to buy another
Dom's
bike for
called
my
it
kids.
right there. Dom's wife is listening, so that's why Dom's being quiet.
He's not listening. She's
Yeah, look at
inside.
that.
She's not
The
listening.
12 inch. That's a great deal. $79.99 for
$80.
$200 bike.
That's not bad.
If I got a Boba Fett, I'll buy it.
They don't have one.
No,
I already
no.
looked.
I'm not even going to look then, Dom. 'cause
They don't.
Yeah,
They
I
don't.
believe you.
You believe me?
Yeah, we are still looking for that Funko pit in Arizona.
Yeah.
All right, keep going. What else they got? I actually want to buy this card game for the show, but it's not available yet. So
That's
I got to
pretty cool.
Oh, I
got to
think that
remind
game
you.
looks really fun.
Yeah, you got to remind me, and I'll try to buy it for the show.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Dude, don't go through here. It's a bunch of books. Get out of here, Jedi. Yeah, you guys don't. There's no way. Keep going.
Lego.
Lego's gonna have a little sale. Yeah, we talked about that before. $85. Okay. Macy's, overpriced, but you can buy one, get the second one for 40 cents off, so you can really pay. This is what, a baby thing for a baby carriage?
They're covers for your baby carrier or something. Ebooks.
Yeah, that's not a bad deal. Here we go. What's
Regal
this?
Robot.
Regal Robot. That's what you like.
You know this? Click it. That looks like they got lunch boxes. Let's look in here for a minute. It's like we're going shopping together. Oh, Max Rebo right there. Let's see how much that Max Rebo is.
That's a limited edition one.
Hey, that's legitimately 100% screen accurate. How much is it?
Plan.
$20. Oh shit! 400. Look at how popular that is. $400.
Yeah.
Limited edition. How much? How limited?
Great investment, Pete's.
Yeah, you buy them. You tell us how it goes. You do a waste Marco's money segment.
Nope, I never waste my money. I'm not buying this horse shit. It's an awesome piece, though. Yep, absolutely. All right, get out of here. Nobody's buying a $400 Max Rebo playing with his red balls. All right. Now, I went into some of this other stuff. Is this Rock Love? I think they're overpriced jewelry, but it's like 10%, 10 karat.
Ruben, we're just looking at the May the 4th deals right now. That's what the segment is.
And just say, or these ones.
It's fine jewelry.
You're going to find jewelry. Check it out.
They're like, what? They're like, they up this like 100% above what's supposed to, so they can give you 40% off. Target's going to have some stuff.
Get that C-3PO for Jedi.
You got it ready.
Posters.
Yeah, you're all right to get some posters.
That's it.
All right, that's it. All right, let's get out of there. Let's review the book. Let's now review the novel Wayseeker put together. He said this is his favorite novel of all time.
This is
all the years
definitely not my favorite novel of all time. I did not think this book was that good. Marco thinks it's good. Yeah. I thought it was fine, but
you know why it was good? This is why it was good. All the complaints I have about the other books where they get off topic, they just add in pages for no reason. They have bullshit like you and your Sansa. I mean, I understand why you don't like it. It doesn't have any of that daytime soap opera bullshit that Ireland puts in her books, or like some of the other writers you like put in their books. It was pretty straightforward. They said, here's the deal. We're going to fill in some of the shit that we left out of other books. It's going to be quick. And, a little bit of an adventure.
I listened to this.
Yes.
I know you did it as well. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you want my opinion on it, but
absolutely.
I just didn't feel like, I'm always interested to hear what Wayseeker has to say. I did not feel like this advanced the story at all, at least from what I could tell. I did find a couple of things interesting, and it was kind of either early on or maybe mid-early in the book where it talked about, it kind of went into explaining how the
hyperlanes.
The hyperlane prospecting works and how they plant the buoys and how they have to talk to the nav computers, and then they sell those routes to the graphs and all that.
That was like 60% of the book. Yeah, that was
no.
Yes, it was. No, it was, because then they a lot of that stuff had to deal with like how the side deals were going, how they're actually how it wasn't just one communication thing, and that you could actually take down one bubble, but then you could actually build into the system, and that the graphs had already programmed into 50 systems, and they could identify if you pulled it out. They kept going back to all that stuff, which I like. Anytime you explain how space works and you get in detail of how this stuff actually works, because in the other books they just left.
I just don't feel as a whole that this thing advanced. I will it's
a child's book too.
Okay, fair enough.
I get that it's child's book.
The moment that I thought was kind of cool, the twist moment or whatever, is when you kind of learn that the graphs or whatever might be, which not a big surprise. They're kind of whoever's got the most money is our customer, but how they may have sold tech to the path of the open hand.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of interesting. I will say this, and I will just say this, and because I don't think I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I didn't say this. And I'm not saying this to be controversial or to be controversial, basically. So we have one character in here, Sky, who is gender fluid, right? And it was confusing early on whenever they would constantly they would use the plural pronouns whenever they would talk about this character. That was confusing a little at first until I figured it out. And then it kind of was distracting, at least on the audiobook a little bit. Other than that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm okay with the character. I think the character was a pivotal. They were a main character, which is okay. It wasn't just for it wasn't just to pat myself on the back. I'm woke moment. This was a character, so I'm okay with the character. Don't get me wrong.
So,
I just saying, it was a little distracting because at first I'm like, who is this they they're talking about? Who's they? And then you figured out, oh, they is Sky.
Yeah.
So every time they, their, them, it's Sky.
Although it still sounds weird, I think the one thing I'll say, and this is where I'll kind of disagree with. I'll agree. We're actually going to agree, but in different terms where you're saying like it was confusing. It was confusing in a little bit, but then once it got accustomed to it, which I still, it's obviously foreign. It's foreign. I don't know any they or thems in my personal life. So it's still foreign concept and everything to me. But I actually thought they did a better job because, as you said, it wasn't the bad. They didn't spend, like the other books would spend fucking 50 pages saying like, oh, it's good that we're calling them they because then they can be accepted for being they, them, or their, or this, or that, or the other fucking thing, which I always criticize and start like, I don't give a shit what you just tell us what you're going to call the person, what they want, whatever your thing is, and let's move on with it. And I felt with Sky, they did a great job of it. I don't think their description of Sky held up too strong. I think they did an actually better job explaining who her brother was than her as physical descriptions work out. Or them, whatever. See, I'm even getting this shit wrong. But it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is like I thought that they pushed that so far to the back that it wasn't like if this was an Ireland book, Sky Graff would be thinking about why she calls herself they, why her dad was something about they, what girl she sees, boy she sees, what alien species. They would have done that shit. She does it.
There was no googly eye daydreaming type of thing going on.
You guys can say that part, but I will say like the book as a whole was substance. It was all. It might not have been like action packed substance, but how they were talking about. And yes, you're right. They weren't advancing storyline as far as, okay, now we found the mother and whatever. But when they went and explained Fel, right? We know Fel from one of the first books because it was his family that was having the kids. That's where the two Jedi that were in the comics earlier.
Kevmo saved.
Yeah, Kevmo and them. They saved them and died. They actually bring up Kevmo in here. So they were finishing off all these little storylines. They were finishing off that part to make sense. And he was on one of the beacons. And now they were explaining because of what happened in the last book where they're like, well, they took out one beacon, but for somehow beacons aren't fucking work. No, they explained all that shit in this book.
They did.
And they explained how it was still not because you're like, well, why would they just blow it up? They kind of explained how they could still use a system, and they explained how one of the graphs had already given the code to go in there, which so they finished up a lot of loose ends, in my opinion, that going into the last book of the phase is probably going to make that a little bit better now.
I think you're right there. I think the problem I have with this book is I didn't really care about any of these characters. Like Rupert is not a character I grew to like or really care about.
Are we supposed to though?
Yes, as a kid's book, you're supposed to resonate with the characters. Kids are supposed
we're not kids, so we're not going to resonate with these characters for one.
But like,
number two,
Vernestra. When I asked a question, Vernestra was a character I grew to like and resonate with, and she was the kid's character from phase one. Rupert was not a character I cared about. I mean, I don't care about seeing the force and colors. Like that doesn't do it for me. I mean, her whole should I be a shield, not be a shield conundrum. Like,
I think the fucking shield thing's stupid. Any fucking
that wasn't like the pressing question. Like a kid's gonna.
But really they had that shit. They had that shit in the adult book, and you didn't fucking.
I'm not saying that.
I criticized the shield shit. So like that shit. Yeah, I'm not gonna like that.
I didn't care about Das and leaving his dad.
I did care
all of that stuff.
I know, but the graph stuff I did like. I did like how
but the main
they really dug.
Characters.
See, I think the main character was Sky Graff and the Graff family, and explaining a ton from that aspect, from the it gave us the first true focus on prospects and how the Graff family and the hyperspace lines, which is something that they've been hinting at for fucking 2 phases and haven't really got into.
Do you think the title of this book was misleading? Because they started off heading towards looking for Planet X, and then it just kind of never really progressed at all.
I agree with that too. I mean, I put some things here. So like,
okay,
this is Planet X. We see Planet X. Now we know it's Planet X. It's Eye of the Storm 2. Eye of the Storm 2, Martian Row takes them to this beautiful planet. And like, everybody's like, I've never seen something so pretty and beautiful before. Like, we know now, putting things together, that Martian Row takes his people in Eye of the Storm 2
to Planet X,
to Planet X, right? And all these like crazy creatures here, that kind of also makes me wonder if it was one of the stone pieces. That's why I brought it up earlier.
Maybe
because it's all the crazy creatures. Like,
yeah, but how they explain it because of the colors and everything else too. I mean, this is how they kind of explained it.
This is too, but all the life and all the weirdness. But this is Planet X. We've seen Planet X and Eye of the Storm 2. This is where they're supposed to be going, right, in the story. And they use this compass, like astro resonance machine. That thing I didn't understand at all.
Okay, so that was just a MacGuffin so that they could have a reason to have the Jedi on board.
But they kept using
I didn't
it and like
understand how
taking
it
the
worked.
wrong planets and like.
So it would somehow, when you put it in there, it was based off of a thing where it would kind of go roughly
mind
off
melt with dash or whatever.
Yeah, mind memory thing. It was. I get it. It was kind of corny, but they kind of used it, but did they really use it that much? I don't feel like they used it as much as you guys are saying. Like
they used it like 3 or 4
times. No, they
times.
gave up on it because it wasn't working.
Yeah, they used it 3 or 4 times. I agree with that. Okay. What else do we got?
And so, and it takes place just after the Battle of Jeddah, a little bit before Convergence, the book we reviewed 2 weeks ago. And, you know, so Salandra is on Jeddah, so she's separated. So Rupert's like, what am I supposed to do? I'm going to go do this quest for this hyperspace chest or chase with my friends or whatever.
Well, she got tricked in a way, right?
What?
She?
Yeah.
Didn't she kind of get tricked in a way? That's what annoyed me. I told you guys at the beginning this book was annoying me because of the way these two, Dash and Sky, kind of tricked her onto this quest, and it was like they lied to her, or at least bent the truth. You know, it was weird. And then we never saw the we had the 3 muscle people at the very beginning that were trying to get on board the ship, and then they went away, and I figured, they're going to come back in some regard. They didn't. They never came back at all. So I was like, okay. It was, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I would have liked to see them like reach Planet X. I get why they didn't. They're going on this quest for Planet X. I think they were getting real close to it because it was taking them in the right direction.
It was. Yeah.
And that's when they realized that everything is going off on Dolna. And we get this huge, I don't know,
you got the sense that they were like, you got the sense that they were like 1 or 2 jumps away from making it to Planet X, and then Rupert or whatever is like, I got to go meet my master and tell her because of blah blah blah. I was like, okay,
they weren't 1 or 2. They weren't 1 or 2. They were literally like, because he said it. He's like, it's right around here because this is where he dropped us off. So it was the jump that we
they
get
were
from
like 1 hop away.
They were right there.
Something.
Yeah.
And
then Rupert's like, no, we got to go talk to my master because of whatever.
Yeah, if they would have got to Planet X, that would have changed everything. But they didn't because they go back to Dolna to participate in the battle that we see in Convergence. And what they do is they're the ones that are responsible for fixing up the buoys so that the communication can go out and all the Jedi can go on. So in Convergence, we see all the Jedi come, and we're not sure how they get there. We realize it was because of this group of people, in particular Skygraph's knowledge and expertise in all tech. They're able to fix the beacons so the Jedi can come.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I really think the key was the graph people, and I know you're not huge on graphs or whatever, or like the expansion. I mean, when you talk about the Santikas and the graphs, especially in this element where you're showing the origins of it and the expansion of the universe, which gets us a bigger universe, is just something we always talk about. Like, I really think it was cool that they didn't just half-ass it. Like, the stuff with the graphs now and the stuff on how they made hyperspace going into this book was a little loosey-goosey. It makes a lot more sense now that I said loosey-goosey. It makes a lot more sense now than it used to, which I kind of like that. You know what I mean? I think that's
the race necessary though, because they were like, I envisioned it's going to be like a cannonball run type of scenario, but was the race necessary?
So the race is something that they've mentioned before, and they're just touching back on, right? So they're saying that they would have these all the time. So I think once again, that's something that they're like, okay, we kind of said that, but we've never used it before. It's something that's been sitting open in the air for way too fucking long, and we need to close it off. Like, if you're not...
The race was necessary because Sky didn't want to say that they were really looking for their dad. So, like, the whole breakdown in the middle where, like, the great reveal is that their dad's gone missing a year ago.
Why did the graphs or the Santekas, whichever one it was, why would they sponsor this race? Because the whole purpose of the race is for these prospectors to go out, map out these courses just so they can sell them back to the graphs, right? I mean, but why?
Yeah, but they give them they loan them the stuff. Most of them. So it's okay. So the basis of this is because they originally had this idea of the pioneers in the West and how it works. So they're just trying to give you a little bit of historical significance of what actually happened when people were going out to the West to start new franchises and create gold opportunities and everything else out there and take over land. That's all that is. It's just the basis of that. They do it all the time in Star Wars, but they once again, they left this as a main theme. The Illuminaris group left this as a main theme since phase 1, and they had to close it up. So this is kind of closing that up too, where they're like, okay, cool. We'll explain to you how patrolling works out in space. I understand that that's not everybody's thing. Exploring probably is not everybody, like lightsaber Jedi, like there. Oh, a High Republic book came out. Is there Jedis in it? Yeah, no shit. There's a lot of first appearance of Jedi because that's what everybody thinks of Star Wars all the time. But there is also this world building that Star Wars has had for a long time, mainly in the novels. And I believe that this is one where we got away from fucking looking at it, everybody, and having an internal like, oh, I can't marry her because she's Juliet and I'm Romeo and we're them, they're there. And they got into something where they're like, hey, let's explain how the expansion's working. Let's explain what's going on in these beacons. Let's explain how hyper, which by the way, they did a way better job in a small book than fucking Dave Filoni's ever done on fucking time travel.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but this is again, the things you like about this are not the things that most kids are going to like about it.
You don't think kids are like thinking about space and traveling in space nowadays?
And
how they can
buoys,
fix shit?
and like you like the graphs and the Centicas and like all this stuff that like from phase 1 that they're closing in all these loops, which is great for them to do. But I don't feel like that's the right place for a kid's book where the characters should be driving the story. And I didn't really care about the characters.
Well, hey man, I'm telling you, I didn't have a kid read this book, and I don't care. I read the book, and you know what I mean. Like you could say what you think should be in a kid's book, but Florida's doing that too, and it ain't working so well for them right now. So
one of the things I picked up on, one of the things that I picked up on, or at least maybe I don't know if it has any relevance at all, but you have the one character. I almost feel like it's going to make someone giggle when I say their name, Phallic.
Alex. Yeah, Alex. No, you're right, Phallic. Yeah,
Phallic. So of course starts off as a disciple of the hand, or the muscle of the mother, etc. Come to find out that their offspring, or some of the offspring that we were introduced in the very first novel, right?
Yeah.
Of phase 2 is when they all rush to see the hatching of these creatures or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and he decides that his family, these hatchlings, are more important than fulfilling his mission for the mother. So, and then through that decision, he starts helping them out, and it kind of forms a relationship with the Jedi, where they're not the enemy, blah blah blah. So maybe that pays some dividends down the line as in terms of relationship building. Whereas now we're seeing kind of a faction or a divide or a crack in the mother's grip over some of her followers or something like that. Because now recognizing that the Jedi are actually not the bad people, right? That makes sense.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. That's kind of what one of my last question here.
But here's one other point to this too. When you're talking about for a children's book, it's kind of nice to read a kid's book or a younger person's book where, I mean, you can go back to the characters. You can whine about these characters as much as you want, but like Dart, not Rupert.
You don't have a picture of Phallic.
Yeah, because it's just green, whatever.
There's
both Daz and Sky, they showed actually good realistic characters at that age and around 14 to 15, and their feelings for fucking parents that they actually gave a shit about, and brothers and sisters that they care about, and how they want to develop themselves. I actually thought they did a really good job of this, because a lot of times it's always, oh, we're rebelling against our shitty parents who treated us poorly. And in this one, it was like Daz really missed his fucking dad, right? Same thing with Sky. They missed their fucking parents. They had good parents who raised them fucking half-assed decently, and they're like, shit, man. Like, I want to do this. And Sky's brother, too, was there and was like, hey, man, I get what you're saying. I worry about, like, I thought the relationship for kids that age to explain that, hey, maybe we just don't fucking always just dress up in Janko pants and criticize our fucking, and maybe it's because I'm a parent now and I didn't do that with my fucking parents, but like, I thought it was a good, decent book. Like, it did have positive messaging to these two kids that would be reading it. So, like, as far as you keep saying it's not for kids, I think it was. Unfortunately, it might not be for fucking, like, the fucking Fago drinking toad liquors, you know what I mean? Like, but it's for like halfway decent fucking people. So, they did a good job. I thought they did anyways.
Yeah.
All right, I got off my soapbox.
I get you. Yeah, I think
Jingo pants. Yeah,
we've
the
seen
shorts.
We've
John,
seen
I
the
don't know.
connection between the Graphs and the Path and the Mother, the Nihil, like in multiple places in Phase 1, Phase 2. The Graphs who they got to do the Battle of Jeddah to step in. It seems like here it's hinting that the connection might be stronger than just the pocketbook type of deal. Like the Mother maybe is a Graph even.
Hey, Astronomicon, bro. You know they're there. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Like the Mother might actually even be a Graph or somehow be in that family connection. And in Phase 2, like the Graphs are who save Martian in a couple ways. So I wonder if, I don't know, the connection here is more than just money, and it like they're business partners or family.
I thought wasn't there was a graph? Wasn't there a graph that was like maybe not? They had the Mother. I thought they had Roe or something like that. They had the Nihil attack the Santikas.
Yeah, no, right. And they stole Mari Santika, right?
Yeah, and they stole Mari Santika too.
So is
yeah.
it like all of this showing like this is a subset of the Graphs to specifically disrupt, the Santika?
Well, I mean, is it like, okay, so is it like, this is what, because I always try to take it back to their main, like, not actual historically based, like, because that's what they do with Star Wars. They take stuff that's historically based, or at least the fiction of history, and then they try to put it into the Star Wars universe, right? So is like their use, is it like the Graphs are the rancher, right, at this period of time, because that's kind of where they're at and what they're doing with the history of the expansion, right? So the Graphs are a rancher, the Santikas are an opposite rancher, and then the Nihil and the Mother are just cowboys. They're hired hands. They're the regulators. They're, you know what I mean? All these groups that they just brought in for to advance themselves. So it doesn't matter if they're protecting the Graph's interests as long as they're hurting the Santika's interests.
Yeah, but I wonder if it's stronger than that. That's what I'm trying to say.
What do you mean?
Is the Mother somehow part of the Graphs? Like they have the code.
That'd be she's two different species, aren't they? Kind of.
What?
Are they two different species? Kind of.
We don't know the Mother species. She's human, or she's Olivia's mom.
Yeah, well, she's not human. She's a humanoid. Yeah.
It's not.
I don't know.
It's not like
Well, she's definitely not the same as Martian Roe.
She's not the same species as Martian. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like later on when it happens, but yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering if that's the link. The link is just kind of like the rancher versus
I don't know.
the hands.
I wonder if we're gonna get that. And the other question is, where do we go? I mean, I'm really
go back to Das. I want to see this real quickly. BK says that's you as an avatar. Oh fuck yeah, that is. That's why he hates this book. Give BK the bell, bro. He got it.
Ring the bell.
All right, I get it.
Some of the glasses up here, I got it.
Yeah, I get it. I get it now. All right. So, anyways, where's it go? I see. That's where I thought it was. I thought it cleaned up. This is the other thing I think the book did. I think it cleaned up so that the path can be just a very clean ending for this phase, this half point phase. Right?
But the path is no more, it says pretty much at the end of the book. The path is pretty much no more except for the ones that go off into what we consider to be no space. Right?
I was saying path as in Path of Vengeance, the book, so that it could be a clean book.
I agree with that part. It makes it seem like the path are wiped out. And maybe that's not true.
Wait a minute, wasn't there
yeah.
I thought the book was going to go in this direction in fact I think I commented on it in our chat. But very early on isn't Marla Rowe? Isn't she on some? Isn't there some quest that she's going off?
And they still haven't got back with her yet.
Yep.
Yeah, they just haven't gotten back. Yeah.
Yep.
I think phallic split is showing us that it's not just phallic. I think that was kind of indirectly showing us, so we're not surprised that there's a lot less people in the way. Like there's going to be a ton of defectors. Once again, I'm saying there's streamlining so we can just get into the Path of Vengeance books. So when we get to Path of Vengeance, you're not going to have to explain, there's actual defectors from the fucking path, because we already know that because of Phallic. Phallic and his family pretty much became defectors. So we're already going to know there's that portion of it, right? And then we're also going to know that there's a portion that pretty much fucking died off during the whatever. You know what I'm talking about. The two fights, the one off on the planet, on the end planet,
Darna,
the other one off
on the Darna.
Yeah, Darna and Jihad. So we're going to have those portions off of it. What we really have to figure out, I think what the real part that we have to figure out, and what I hope out of Path is this. We end up getting the Rose back together for some reason. Because to be honest with you, we haven't heard fucking dick all from the Rose.
We haven't. Nothing with Yana. We don't even know what is going on with Yana. Marta's like popped up a couple places. Yana, we've seen in the comic.
Yeah,
like,
doing
what
nothing.
happens to her after the comic?
Yeah,
we're way past the time in the comic.
Absolutely. We don't know. I mean, we don't know kind of what the Herald is, but I don't care about the Herald so much. I just care. Like, I want to see if Marta is going to fucking slice the Herald's neck and then they're going to break off by themselves. They have the Rose at one point. Like, that's kind of like one of the most important points. And like, if you actually but if you look at it, Marchand Rose's first appearance too over the last month's been moving a little bit, not for tons of money, but the 9-8s have been going. They've been going again. So there's got to be a feeling for these fucking things. The Rose are the key to all High Republic. Can we agree on that as far as bad guys goes? Because Mother's going to be gone. Whatever fucking Jedi they mentioned in this last fucking book.
I mean, I would say there's two keys. You got the Rose and you got the Leveler. Like those are
the Leveler, yeah.
Like,
which are almost interlinking with each other. Yeah. I mean, that's the two it. And a lot of the Jedis, you're getting rid of most of those motherfuckers too. There's like 3 or 4 that are there. But the key right there is to get the Rose. So how are we going to get these two roles back together? And how, because they still haven't gone into the Great Leveler, the Nameless. They haven't even given us Planet X technically yet, except for in the comic book. So how are we going to get there? And I hope that at Path of Vengeance, that's why I think you're right, Jedi. When you said it was disappointing about Planet X, I thought that's where we were going to have the culmination of the Rose showing up there. We were going to have Martha show up to the other one. What's the other one's name? What's her name?
Yana.
I thought we were going to have the reconnection of those two, and we were going to have Phallic. Now you got that in my fucking head, dude.
Phallic.
Tom's not even finding it funny. That's how mad he is about Star Wars right now.
The books. I'm gotta, like I said,
John. It's 2. I
didn't read the books, so I'm kind of listening. 2. I'm just listening to with the description in the books.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Star Wars Adventure 2, John. Star Wars Adventure 2 is first Marchand Row.
Yeah.
But which is the kids' book from IDW that has the cover with loaded on the front, which is the variant, and it's got a regular cover with what's her name on the front. Anyways,
bucket of blood.
Or it's Bucket of Blood. You're right. It's Bucket of Blood's in the red car, right?
Yeah.
But either way, I think that's where we have to get. And I thought that's where, like Jedi said, I thought we were at least going to get something to split off. That was the one point I was disappointed in the book is we didn't actually get to Planet X. We didn't have the Rose come back together. And I want the Herald to be fucking dead. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of getting sick of the Mother. Like this shit just doesn't even make sense anymore. I just want him to get over with it. I'm starting to lose care about that. I really am just got to get to a point. But maybe that's what they're doing is building it up so that we get this, hopefully we get this thing where we get Rose back in place. Because the Rowe family is just fucked, right? Like they're fucking crazy, dude. Like they are the it of the it.
Yeah, I can't wait for phase 3 because we have a whole book on Rowe.
Hell no, Wookie. I ain't reading that.
I mean, that was what they showed. They're having a whole book on Rowe, which it's gonna be fun. I mean, I don't think we're gonna get to Planet X in the next book.
This is disappointing. I didn't know that. Well, you guys are on your own.
I did. No, JJ. I did. JJ, but what I'm saying is like since then, what great development have they done from the Mother? Remember when she was doing the thing and she's all mysterious, but she was like stroking the egg 3 books ago and we were getting in depth and she was making moves. What has the fucking Mother done in the last 2-3 books?
I think she did a good job in the Battle of Jeddah where like she was manipulating everybody.
Kind of, but it was kind of just like, she's
getting in the middle of things and hiring,
hiring people. She's been hiring people and running away. That's what she's been doing.
Yes.
I want to see some confrontation. I want to see her actually get in, do something.
We
not just let the Nameless go by. She really just has the Nameless running around. That's it.
Huh? I agree. The stuff.
Hey, wait a second, real quick. Wait, what's the name of the next novel?
The next novel is Path of Vengeance.
Path of Vengeance. It's right on the
Kevin Scott.
Right here.
Yeah,
no, what JJ made this comment. JJ made this comment. You love the Mother story thing like 2 or 3 books ago. Yes. Oh. But what I'm saying is they were actually giving that character to some development 2 or 3 books ago. I don't think they've moved that fucking character since 3 fucking books ago. I don't think they did a good job with her in last book. I said that last book. Like, she was hardly existent. You know what I mean? We haven't gotten jack shit all about the fucking messenger since that comic book, which was how long ago? A fucking year? Not a year. I know that, but like, it seems like a year. It seems like a year in Star Wars time. Like, we haven't moved that around. Actually, I'll be honest with you. Phase 2 has been overall a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, I disagree. I actually like Phase 2 more than Phase 1.
The only thing that I'll no, this is the only part. I think the novels were more. There's more action in the novels. They're advancing storylines a lot better, and there was actually more of a cost. That like characters had costs. Like Loden Greystone they introduced you a great character. Oh, we're gonna off him. All of a sudden you got all the in depths and like, oh shit, he's doing this, that, and the other thing. The mysteries were paying off. Everything seemed to be paying off there. This seems like we've been slowly. This part of Phase 2, in my opinion, seems like we're slowly just. I think you've described it too. You're saying something. When you describe how things are going, and then what you actually say, your view, are two different things. Your description is, oh yeah, dude, we haven't seen the messengers, we haven't seen the roads. Yeah, it's been too long, blah blah. And then you're saying, oh, but they've been doing a good job. I
love Convergence. I love the battle. I loved how they did and like made the Dolna whole book. That's like I said, that's probably my favorite High Republic book. Personally,
see, I think they stretched that out way too long. As I said the other time, they made this whole Phase 2 half part does seem like they're just fucking. They're like, well, we could sell. It's like it's almost becoming pops, like fucking pops for Dom, where they're like, oh, here's another Boba Fett. Here's another Boba Fett. Yeah, okay, cool, but I don't want all those Boba Fetts. I want Boba Fett in black armor that's limited to 1, and I just want to pull that one out. I don't want fucking 50 of the same fucking shit with just a different sticker on the motherfucker. And that seems what they're doing in Phase 2. They're giving us the same shit. And this is the only story that actually gave us something fucking new. Because they haven't advanced. You can't tell me Convergence advanced the fucking story. Because we knew that was still going to happen. Like, it didn't.
It ended the war, which was nice. I mean, you probably don't care about the war between the two planets, but ended the war.
Yeah, the fucking war that could have been ended at the end of the other book where they just
I'm not saying it couldn't, but it did advance. You asked, did it advance anything? It did advance. Could it have advanced a different way? Yes, but it did advance.
Well, but it was over by the first book when they said we're going to have a peace treaty signed. That really could have been the end.
Battle of Jeddah threw it all under.
Well, okay, but they didn't have to go there. What I'm saying is it could have ended.
They did, and so it did
to extend it. But that's what I'm saying. They just did that horseshit to extend it.
It also did advance. They could have done things differently.
No, it didn't. No, they extended it. They didn't advance it. The same outcome could have happened. They could have signed a treaty right then because the fighting was over. They made peace. They could have literally signed the treaty then, could have been ended, or they could have extended it and then had the war end, which is what they did.
I think the difference here, Marco, is Phase 1 was not as interconnected, right? Phase 2 is just one story. Everything is just one story. There's no like secondary stories or things that are going on with different characters. That's not how Phase 1 was. Like you'd have your Vanessa story, which wasn't really connected.
Yeah, Phase 1 gave us some great characters that are going to be around for a while.
You just might prefer this way of storytelling in Phase 1 over Phase 2.
Well,
so I mean,
I think it had more weight. I think Phase 1 had more weight and more importance. Yeah. Phase 2 just seems like meh. Anyways, all right.
Can I say something real quick? Because Wookiee Fanatic was talking about it not being on Audible. I did a quick kind of Google on it. According to Gavin Scott, he was asked if it was going to be an audio version. He says on his Twitter he believes there is, but he's not sure. And some other people are saying that the young adult novels a lot of times don't show up on Audible until like a day or two before release, which I don't know how.
James Jeter said things. Sometimes they don't post them until the book Audible edit is done. Yeah, I will tell you this about Kevin Scott. Don't ever ask him. If it's not available. Don't ever ask him about Audibles. Don't ever ask him about Audibles, because I did that with Dooku back at one of the celebrations, and he gave like the same fucking answer. I was like, "Are you ever gonna do that?" And like, you're gonna write it, right? When's it gonna come out? Well, I don't know. Maybe the same thing that he gave for that Audible answer. He's not going to answer any of that stuff. He doesn't care.
Man, I'm really excited. Kevin is one of my favorite writers, so I can't wait for this book.
If it was Gray, I mean, I think I would have more faith in it.
I think,
but I mean, hey, can we go back to that comic real quickly? She did a good job, right?
She did, and the art was amazing.
The
They hired a great artist who I didn't remember their name, but the art was amazing. The story was amazing.
Yeah, the art. I mean, I did shorten it down because I didn't want everybody to just go, "Oh, you love this book because you're being a sucker," because you said you were going to love it, so you did. But they did a good job. And by the way, the quality of Dark Horse,
Frisco Osigo and Sebastian Chang.
oh man,
Cisco is the artist.
And everything was glossy, dude. I don't know. It seemed like the quality was better. Oh yeah, what did I do here? Oh, this is where the guy says the Sith thing. Yeah, I did a little. I should have probably explained this shit better.
But like the one scene where you see like the crystal like vibrating and the shining off
or something. Oh man, I got hair.
Barnabas's face. It was just the color on it was so cool.
Good genes.
This was. Yeah, they didn't know you were a redhead.
Oh, they said I've taken my hat off before.
I don't.
I'm trying to
I think
get
we
confused.
referenced it.
You have a white beard and the full set of
Yeah, my wife wonders that too. There's no gray up here; it's all down here. I don't know how that happened.
Oh yeah, hey Dom, are you getting those Funko Boba Fett flip books?
Yeah,
that's a good question.
He showed them on Friday. He already got one, nice. I think. Right?
I got this book that just came out for Return of the Jedi.
Dom, not Dom? Oh, nice. What did you like better, Jedi? The books in Phase 1 or these books now in Phase 2?
Well, I was looking at Doublo's question about that, and I think I'm going to say Phase 2 right now because I think I think I just related better to the characters, and it might have been because a lot of the characters from the novels were also in the comics. I think, if memory serves, in Phase 2. Whereas I don't know if we're seeing that in Phase 1, so maybe that helps.
Oh, you mean Phase 1, not Phase 2. This is Phase 2 right
now. Yeah, I'm sorry. Phase 1, we saw the comics and the novel characters kind of intertwined, whereas Phase 2, we're not seeing that. I don't think so. I'm going to say Phase 1 is my favorite so far.
Which is still good. I mean, that was the one thing when we started looking up, because once again, going back to the comic stuff from earlier, like when we start seeing like those books, like the great comic this week selling, Quest of the Jedi, and like a lot of the questions I had from actual dealers because they were selling them last week and early, and they're like, "Well, what do you think?" Blah 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 blah. I said, "Well, it's a reader thing," and that's actually really good news because if you're looking at the communities outside the rumor community that Dom loves so much, that has now made him completely angry and turned him into a Darth. Besides that community, you start looking at them, and there's a lot. Like there was a while there in Phase 1 where they were trying to get into it, and people, because they had so much time on the internet, you would see in a lot of these Reddit communities where they're like, "Oh, first appearance this," or like, "Oh, this new character is going to be hot," or like some of the shit we heard this week, like what is that Star Wars book? They're going to have some character that whatever the fuck the bullshit was. Yeah, whatever they say. Or there's new Jedi, first appearance of Jedis, and people are like, "Oh, cool," but like now what you're hearing in those communities aren't that anymore, or like they didn't know what variant comic books were or shit like that. You're hearing them actually go like, "Oh, dude, hey, I fucking missed out on this order thing. I need it to finish the storyline that I'm reading. Dude, I'm loving this." Like they're like Wayseeker. They still love Phase 2. Like there's a lot of hype. We saw it during Celebration, and now we're seeing it trickle down. And what the cool part is, a lot of those people that would just read the novels and would think that we're like knuckle dragging morons that read the comics. We're not getting that anymore. We're actually seeing a pretty steady usage of people buying the comics to read. Holy shit! To fucking open them up and read and look at them. That's a fucking miracle. One, but number two, and then they start collecting them because then now they start becoming run collectors, and they are because they had that flash in the pan understanding. Not really a great one, just being introduced to this community where there is first appearance and there's different relevance for different type of stuff, like 1 in 25s and 1 in 100s. And you see that trickling down. Now they're like, "Oh, so, okay, cool. It is cool to buy this, or we can buy this and we can keep this and shit like that." Which now this week, when you have a book where it kind of put the watermark, is it just pumper and dumping type of shit? Or is it people like, and that was the biggest thing when pumper and dumpers didn't understand what was going on and going like, "Oh, it's because there's new Jedis." Well, guess what? Every High Republic book, what High Republic book is this in this phase? This is like number 14. Guess what? Every High Republic book in all 14 has had one thing in common. New fucking Jedi in every single fucking one.
But this one, the nice thing about this one was if you're a reader, they weren't new. Like not all of them were new.
Yeah.
Like Aslan was a character which we were introduced to in, the first Path book. So we're like, which is a nice thing about the interconnectedness. So like people that love the novels were like, oh, this is Kevmo's friend. I liked Kevmo.
And this is where you saw, but that was where you also saw the link with what Dark Horse said earlier about the bridge. Remember, we made a big deal about that in this book. Remember, we made a big deal about like this bridge part back here. And the reason why we did was because, and you saw that the major talking point was like, before this book even fucking came out, there were fans like it had come out. People had just got it within the first 24 hours. Mm-hmm. People were calling this like, they were saying it's bullshit. They were like, oh, they fucked it up, blah, 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 blah. That's not fucking, that's not the regular comic book community that's doing that. That's the Star Wars super fans that were saying, hey, look, dude, they're not actually supposed to be putting their kyber crystals into this ring. For those people that don't, it's a fucking ring of kyber crystals with people. Right. And they actually, Dark Horse actually fixed that within, was it 2 days? It was real quick when they
like 36 hours.
Yeah. Within 36 hours, they put something out, said, hey, we're going to change that and we're going to fix it. Which means that, like, as much as we complain about shit comics as far as Vader and Aphra and everything else, this High Republic stuff, it does not matter. If the High Republic stuff's going to be on TV, I'd expect it to be doing pretty good because the fucking novels are doing pretty darn good. The kid books are doing pretty darn good. The comic books are doing, and they're not, it's not like, hey, they're not doing good from whatever, like the FOMO boys, like Dom gets and shit. It's like the actual, and Dom's a real collector too, but it's like the actual readers of novels now have moved from just reading the novels across to these areas. And it's really good for comics. And then you see stuff like, I mean, I think, what was it? There was like 27 in the last week, 27 of Star Wars Adventures #2 all of a sudden just started popping again because of Rose. Like, I mean, people forget about that stuff, but that's something that keeps trickling down, and you start seeing those type of books going, and you're like, shit, people are still, and now they're cheap. You can get them the 1 in 10 for $120, $130, or under $100 in a 9.8, but it's a fucking good buy at that point. You know what I mean? It really is. So, like, I mean, there's a thing where you actually see who gives a shit. Like, forget prices of books. If you actually see motion of volume selling, and that's what we've seen this last month, is comic books that are actually selling. And the reason why, when people are asking and saying like, oh, did they mention a Sith in that book? Yeah, fucking probably. Oh, was there a new lightsaber in that book? Fucking probably, because it isn't every fucking book. But why is it actually moving? And you're like, holy shit, they're actually telling good stories that people fucking like? Like, that's a fucking miracle, man.
I think we're also slowly getting through all the spec stock. Like, so many people spec'd on High Republic that had no interest in Star Wars.
Overbought, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They just bought, like, I'm going to buy all these, rows. Somebody said, I'm going to buy 10 of these comics. I'm going to get them all slabbed. I'm going to hold them forever. And then, the market started crashing. Their interest started waning.
Adding up too much. We said that was going to happen, yeah.
And I think we're slowly starting to see some of that stock, make its way to the market. And it's not, there's not as much of it out there as there was, say, 8 months ago. 9 months ago.
But you're also seeing it like people aren't getting weird FOMOs on it. People are just waiting around and having target prices, which usually means a collector, right? A lot of collectors will set a target price, especially ones that are over like collecting, like aren't like Dom will pay more for a pop than maybe I would pay for a pop, even if we both wanted the same pops, because I would have a different target price on that pop than Dom would. Can we all agree? We all understand how that works, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Dom just wants it for himself. You might ultimately want
even if I want it for myself, I would, but my want for that isn't as much as Dom's would be, right? Let's say that Dom all of a sudden becomes a Max Rebo fan, and there's a Max Rebo fan playing with his feet like he should be, and we both want it. He's going to probably pay more than I would.
He's going to pay the $400 for that thing.
Yeah, and I'll just wait around for a year, and I'll have a target price of $80. No, you do. You won't pay $600. You won't pay $600, but I'll wait around for a year or two. You know what I mean? I'll wait around that time to pay the exact price that I want to. And I think that's kind of what you've been seeing because of the amount of volume that has been selling over the last 2 months in these High Republic books. And it's almost specific to High Republic. High Republic, which at first you could have thought, well, maybe because of acolytes, but that would have already slowed down the sailing point of it.
You
see what I'm saying?
I actually think people are waiting for the characters from the first phase to come back, because I think a lot of people invested in the first phase a lot more. I think people like this phase, but not as much as the first phase. And I caught on with the first phase, and I like the characters in the first phase. A lot of these characters really aren't like they haven't gravitated towards me. I'll enjoy it, but the phase 1 characters, I think, when that comes back, that's when things are really.
But that's what I'm telling you selling. That's what I'm telling you selling right now in volume, not record-breaking prices, not the lowest prices like dollar books. I'm telling you, like there's like Marchand Rowe's first appearance has been selling between $100 and $130, and in the last 2 to 3 weeks, you've sold like 37 copies, which is almost as many copies as sold for Quest of Jedi for the first 2 weeks. So like when you start seeing those similar type of numbers, and you're like, holy shit, this book was out 2 years ago, right? There's no more news on Marchand Rowe. Has there been any fucking news on Marchand Rowe?
Nope.
But the book's moving, and it's not moving for like we're selling out our.
They're moving because the possibility of villains that are going to be in the Acolyte.
No,
that's not why. That would have already passed.
I wonder if they're moving.
No?
I mean, I'm completely wrong on this, but so we are over the hump on phase 2. Phase 2 is drawing to an end. Mm-hmm. And that's going to lead us into phase 3, which is going to be Marchand Rowe, right?
So it is.
That's why those books are starting to pick up, is because we're nearing phase 3. I don't know.
No, I don't think you're wrong on that. I think you are right. But you know who knows that this is going towards Marchand Rowe? Isn't the the guys who just go like, there's Jedis in books like that. The people who make comments like, oh, why is this book hot? Because there's a Jedi in book. That's not the person that's going to start buying a Marchand Rowe book right now. The people who are actually reading the novels and books are going, oh shit, by the way, where, like we just had the conversation, where the Rows been? Because the Rows are big. Oh, let's go check out what that price of the book is. That was $350 and I didn't want to pay that. Oh shit, it's $130. I'll take that one. Oh, and it's $90.
The First Spirits?
Yeah, number 2. The one in it's ranged all this week.
You can get it for if you're patient, you get it for $100, 9.8.
Yeah. You should try for 100
1 in 10 for the 1 10, and the regular cover you can get for $40, 9.8.
Yeah, 9.8 you can get for $40, and like they've sold a bunch, but they have a lot of them have sold. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of them have sold. Are those cheap ass prices? Sure, but was there a bunch of people like Wayseeker said that bought way too many, got them all graded, and then got stuck with a fucking interest bill and's like, shit, what am I gonna do? Yeah, and now they put them out there and they put them to auction, and all of a sudden at auction, all these books are selling. You know what I mean? And they didn't sell 2 months ago. They didn't sell 4 months ago, but they sure have been selling this last couple months. So, just so you know, I mean, like, but that's the only reason I can explain.
You haven't buying them on whatnot, huh? None of those books.
No. I have a couple copies of the 1 in 10, and I probably have several of the A cover of that. So I'm
I got a bunch of the 1 in 10s.
I know I got it. I got those. I like Marchand Rowe. I think he's a really cool villain. You know, I like his demeanor.
Obviously, Scott does a good job, but we did a top 10 list and it didn't do too good of writing. But I think Gray is probably. I think Gray's gonna. I think how well this book did, how well the Quest of Jedi did in phase 2. We're gonna see a lot of Gray in phase 3 as far as comic. We're probably gonna get a release of it. And honestly, the young lady who did, if they're gonna give somebody else a shot, I know you, because of Sansa, we can't talk bad about Ireland. But Trace, the lady who wrote this book, it is the lady who wrote the book that we read today.
Tessa
Grott. I think they might actually give her a shot in, like, because Older's doing a great job. I think they've hamstringed him. They've hamstringed Adventures in phase 2, right? Because they only gave him one character to focus on. But when Older gets going, he does a really good job, and I would not be surprised if we don't see those two working together in the next stage in Adventures. I really think it's going to be. I mean, that's where we're going to go with it. I do think Johnson would be good. I think she'd be great. I do not know how her relationship is now that Dave fucking Filoni just.
Well, she's writing the book that's coming out in a couple months about Kira. That Dom's going to read that book. Dom is reviewing that book. I don't care what we're going to do.
Yeah, but I don't think they're putting it. What I'm saying is, I don't think they're going. Well, do you think? Okay, JJ, let me ask you this: do you think if they put it's E.K. Johnson or E.C. Johnson? Well, it's not E.L. It's E.K. Thank you. Yeah. Do you think if they put E.K. Johnson in charge of like an Afro line of comics, or maybe Vader? Like, do you think that would work?
I would like that.
I would too.
I think that would be good. I mean, Afra is what? That's Soul's character. Right? No, Afra is whose character is that?
Oh, it's nobody. It's
She likes women characters though.
She does like women's
gravitates
character,
towards
yeah.
women
Yeah, I think
characters.
I
would
she'd be
put her
good.
on Afra.
Scott did the audiobook on her, but like it's not his character. Zahn, his actual first stuff is out. We would like to see him do it too. There's a little
He's done little
infighting with
comic stuff over the years, a little bit.
Yeah, Tessagrat. I could see her doing it. Yeah, she could be doing well.
You know, I keep going back to Double O's question about phase one versus phase two. And I almost feel like phase one, the antagonist objective in there, we know what it was. It was kind of it was more visible, maybe. We knew what his objective was. Whereas in phase two, I'm still not really 100% sure what the objective of the mother is, really.
Which I think is where we kind of saw her. Yeah. Well, JJ brought it up earlier. They acted like they were going to give it to us, and now we've had 3 books come out, and there's been no advancement on that. So,
I mean, we know it has something to do with the leveler, but to what end? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll be interested. I think Kevin's going to hit that one pretty hard.
I think that's well, because he's the one he did the most on the leveler, so I think he's going to get them. I think he's going to get the payoff. I think they're like helping each other do payoffs. Would you? The only problem I do have is Kevin Scott being overused now, because it seems like he's a little bit watered down from when he was doing stuff like Dooku, Jedi Lost, and
I'll be fascinated to see that, because I mean this is his last novel for all of High Republic. He's not writing a novel for phase 3.
I kind of don't mind that though,
and so
even his comics have been like watered down.
But he's never been a great comic guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to judge him.
No, fair enough.
Like, the Dren Gear was not good. Like you talk about phase 1, but like
Dren Gear was
nothing worse than the Dren Gear. So like
that's one. Isn't that funny? Because like, wait, were you watching us back then?
They just overdid it.
We came into that and we were like, dude, nobody wants fucking the trash swamp monster. Like nobody wants this shit.
Well, you know what?
And there's a lot of people saying, you know what I want? Yeah, maybe we do. Maybe the weed monster sounds
good. It would be hilarious if we got them in phase 3. That would be hilarious.
I'd fucking just die.
If they show up in the Acolyte.
There was so many people back then calling, because back then I talked to more people, I guess, that do this YouTube stuff than I do nowadays. But there's so many people in personal chats going, why can't you just get on your show and sell these plantings? They're going to be so huge. We bought 20 of these. And I'm like, dude, it was such a bad that they actually came out with Marshan Row, and then the Nameless is like almost a miracle, because it is light and day of how different.
Though, like Dom was saying, if they put those things live action, then boom, those things are
no, really, because a lot of them are just. It seemed like what was that? The horror, anyway. Like just things crawling around.
Like, you ever watch? Remember the TV show, the little sea creatures? They used to go into the cave. It was like space. They had space nets. They had freaking
Castle. I didn't mind Vader's Castle.
The people who did the Land of the Lost. It was like a sea creature. It had a little tooth in the middle.
Dude, John, those fucking things were goofy as shit. They didn't make hardly any sense.
They just overdid it.
They all started to worry. Like giant Muppets. They all of a sudden started. I eat meat. I eat meat.
I was kind of worried that they were going to make their way in here when they get.
With the planet, I was worried about that.
Come out and oh no, we're not going back to the Jed Gear, are we? Luckily, that only lasted a page and a half.
I do. Vader This is Scott at his finest. Is Vader Castle when he does these little anthology type stories. I mean, that is when he does his best. I'll agree, JJ. But yeah, I mean that's really worrisome. But once again, like I think you saw that too. If you were paying attention to the Star Wars actual the boards, the reader boards, you know what I'm talking about, not the comic boards, but the actual fan boards that are reader boards, not the rumor boards. You saw that people were having problems with the meat puppets. They were having a problem with that, but you could see that they were still striving for something, and that came out pretty good. And now I was worried that would deter, but it seems not to. But Path has to be good, because I worry that if this is more, we're going to pass the mother story down the road. We're not going to finish them. We're not bringing back the Rose. I wonder if we're going to be able to keep the attention.
I think it will be good. We'll see. we're reviewing in 2 weeks. So, Jedi, you'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, if it's on Audible, I'll get started on it. If it's not on Audible, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, either way, we want you.
I was just looking at my calendar. So next week, obviously, we were talking about this before the show. Next week, you're going to be reviewing Visions season 2. If you guys can push it to like the latter part of the show, I might be back in time to cover it.
Oh, cool. We will then. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because
interesting, it's funny enough. When I was in San Diego and as I was trying to adjust to the time shift, couldn't go to sleep. And so I started watching, the first time I've ever done it, I started watching Visions in English. Never went back and done it never did it. So I started watching it in English. I got through like 4 episodes. Not too bad in English.
I told you, not too bad.
Not too bad.
That's pretty good praise from you. That's pretty good.
Not too bad. Some of them were. I haven't got to the twin cutting the ship in half with the lightsaber yet. I haven't got to that match.
I don't think we'll make. I don't know which would play better is if we made you watch it in both, or if we just let you watch this one in English so you don't hate it so much. I don't know.
I'm only watching it in English.
I don't. Yeah, me too. I don't. That was a stupid idea making him watch it. That was dumb, but it was fucking hilarious. It was fucking hilarious, guys. We've got the. I think JJ still has the list too. We have a whole spreadsheet about that stuff. We don't care. Anyways, but yeah. So Jedi, if you could watch it in both, that'd be great. Especially Japanese first, and then the next week review it in English.
I don't know about that.
Don't do it, Jedi.
I don't know about that. Well, these are not just Japanese anime artists, all right?
No, it's different. Yeah, it's they say it's different countries now.
Yeah.
The Indian.
I know.
The one that's going to be pretty cool.
Oh, so it'd be dude. Could you imagine what if it's all in the native tongues? So it's not just Japanese. What if it's all in native tongues? So then Jedi has to rank his fate. Oh, that could get us in trouble.
You don't want to do that.
I don't think we should do that. No,
you don't want to do that.
That one's a no-go.
That would get us off
the world has changed a lot in 2 years.
I don't think we could do that shit no more. All right, yeah, that's probably not the best way to go. But we'll 86 that idea. But yeah, we'll have some.
I'll also be. We'll do a little bit. We won't do a whole review on Jedi Adventures because I don't think anybody really cares about it other than me. But I'll give my thoughts on Jedi Adventures because the whole season.
Oh, the little shit! This little shit that I've been watching. These stupid little things with
I will watch all of. I will watch all of it.
And I know that one. I know that one person that looks like the Funko Pop person's girl though.
Stop it,
Wayseeker. Match the girl.
Wayseeker's like, I'll take one for the team and watch it.
No, he likes that shit.
I'm really excited for it.
Dying to watch these things.
No, me and my kid watched them all, and we got done watching it, and the kid's like, let's watch them again. I'm like, absolutely.
My kids were like, this is stupid. Can we watch The Mandalorian? And then one of them goes, I'd rather watch that terrible Boba Fett show than this garbage. I was like, yeah, fair enough.
I'd rather watch the Dust Bunny.
Come on.
The Dust Bunny Grogu.
I would never. The Dust Bunny Grogu. I'd never.
You respect your kids.
I would never make them watch Boba Fett. Yeah, never watch Book of Boba Fett.
You gotta punish them. You sit there and watch
the buddies. The buddies. When they're in trouble, when they're grounded. No. Oh. Anyways, okay, so that's all we got. Next week, lots of comics we're going through. Oh, there's a lot.
So can I plug since Dom? I won't do as good a job as Dom at plugging our show for next week because Dom just really sells it when he does.
You should go back and watch last week's show if you didn't watch it.
Watch last week's episode of.
This coming Friday, not to steal any thunder from next Sunday's Star Wars show, but this coming Friday's MCM mail call will be Star Wars themed. More collectible focus and things like that. So we're not going to steal any thunder from the Star Wars show, but we are going to be talking collectibles and if we had any luck with any of the sales and that kind of stuff. So we're also going to be ranking. We're going to be ranking Star Wars AFA, AFA graded stuff too. So it'll be interesting. Check it out.
John, are comics hot right now? Yes, Star Wars comics are hot.
I don't know about all comics. John, hey, don't fall for it, Wayseeker. He's trolling you. This is
he's the guy who he's been asking if we're going to come back to this. I think Star Wars comics are really hot at this moment. But again, not everything is hot. But the High Republic stuff.
High Republic shit is hot right now. It is like
the stuff that we talked about earlier. The Yoda, these 125.
The stuff we talked about earlier was hot.
It's not
1 in 100 Jabba.
What did I say, Ronnie, about sending? I did say something about sending out my Funkos. I can't remember what it was.
Ronnie wants you to get super chat money so he can send you Funko Pops.
Yeah. I can't remember what I said. It was probably just.
Hey, here you go. Here's your answer, John. Comics are great if Gray writes it. Everything else is shit. Oh, speaking of that, yeah, did you see the new Insider with Ahsoka? And they're going to talk about the that inlay the video game thing though.
This one?
It's such a good cover.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite. This is the subscriber cover.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
That's a good cover.
It's a good cover.
I haven't opened it. Is there anything good inside of it, Wayseeker? I haven't opened
the story finishes the story from the one.
John, we talked about it in the beginning and talked about it at the end. We talked about it 2 times, bro. Did you miss both?
Today?
What? About what? Comics?
No, Wayseeker.
Not the entire. No.
So it finishes the story about them being in the bar and everybody coming in. So
so there's a High Republic in there. Okay.
Yeah, there's a High Republic story in there. Yeah.
Cool. I'll have to open it and read it then.
Yep. Yeah. So no, I mean, I think what we were trying to say is it's not hot across the board. But certain sections of Star Wars comics right now are really hot, and High Republic is definitely one of those.
No, I think Wayseeker. I think we've covered it twice at this point.
I'm just saying. He said you had. So
I wanted to bring this up earlier.
Not sure he understood.
I wanted to bring this up earlier because we talk about anybody that I guess obviously watches this show or reads the High Republic novels or the comic books, et cetera, et cetera. Hey, you know what? High Republic is the future of Star Wars. We all talk about that. I'm sure we've all said it at one point or another. So when I was in San Diego, I wasn't on vacation, Marco, like you keep telling everybody. I was at a meetings. But anyway, some of my coworkers are high-end casual Star Wars fans.
Sure.
I mean, they're not comic book things. So I started asking them about High Republic. They never heard of it. So there's still probably some work to be done getting the casual fan on High Republic, and maybe we'll get that with Acolyte and things like that.
I hope so. I mean, these
are fans who would watch all the Disney Plus series. Obviously, they've seen the movies. So I started asking them. I pulled out my Marco clipboard, so to speak, and started asking about High Republic, and they like, no, I've never heard of it. I was like, huh.
Okay. That's good. That's good to know.
John, I'll say this. This is all I can say.
No, he's messing with you, Wayseeker. Stop. He's messing with you.
I'll let him keep going. I've only been selling comics for 14 months or so, and April was my best month I've ever had.
It was a good month. Yeah.
So again, that's all I can say. Definitely, maybe.
And you always sell Star Wars too.
I only sell Star Wars. I don't sell anything else. So yes.
Yeah, Dubber, I got a new greatest.
Give it. Shit. You know, Val.
Ring the bell.
Yeah, hey, dude, they're casual fan. Jedi, I can only see. Okay, everybody makes fun of me for this shit. So now can I do a Jedi? Can I do Jedi?
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, how's it going today? As you may know, you might have seen the article. I do a Star Wars
not my approach
show.
Okay,
a Star Wars YouTube show. I just have a couple questions for you. Do you guys like this new High Republic thing? Have you heard of it before? Oh, no? Have you heard of Star Wars before? Oh, yes. So you'd say you're a casual fan, yes? Okay, very good. So you haven't heard of High Republic? Okay, that's one. That's two. Okay, thank you very much. And the people going like, who is this guy? Dude? Come on.
They know me.
Is that how it went, Jedi? Yeah. It's pretty much. They're like, Jedi, we saw an article about you. You're like, oh, yeah, good. And they're like, oh, yeah. We like Star Wars. And you're like, oh, you do? So there's this thing called the High Republic. Ever heard of it before? No? Okay, so just casual. Okay, casual.
Some of my coworkers know more about Star Wars than I do. So it's
really?
Kind of funny. Some of them really, I mean, for the scope of what, they have some very interesting theories and stuff going on too. So it's always fun to talk to them.
What they have? Well, give us one.
Oh, wow. I don't know if I have permission to
Tom
do
needs
this.
to show a book. Is Dom trying to show a book?
I'm trying to show his inside.
He asked me if I had new books. If I got new books, I just wanted to say like this.
All right, well, we'll let him talk, and you can show.
One of the more interesting, and this was actually came from one of my from my boss, like one of the vice presidents, who's a huge Star Wars fan. Apparently has been in a decade long disagreement with her husband over the most craziest question, and it was so fun talking to her. The question that she's been arguing with her husband over the past decade is, are Wookiees mammals? That's the question. So that is your typical husband-wife, type of discussion.
That's
so
an interesting
I did a quick. I resolved it for her.
Right?
She was happy, but she was on the losing end because according to Wikipedia, which is a Wikipedia type format, Wookiees are mammals. So I had to solve that.
Right.
One for her.
All right. Cool. Yeah. Cool. And so you solved the problem for you.
That's why.
That's why you're not a casual Jedi. That's why you're not a casual
in the process, Jedi.
Well, I had to Google it. But I assumed, but I wanted to be sure, so I had to Google it, and I found that they are, at least according to Wikipedia, they are mammals. Yeah.
Space mammals.
They're space mammals.
But yeah, my coworkers, they know some of my coworkers, a handful of them, they really know their Star Wars. So
that's good, man. It's good. That is good. All right, cool. So we've got a bunch of live shows as usual. We apparently have a ton of shorts going out all the fucking time because those things are just tracking. I hear there's going to be a new segment on SNS, so make sure you turn into them next week. Obviously, if you like Star Wars content, which you do, watch Dom and Jedi and MCM starting on Friday, live at that time that they usually are on at 9 o'clock, 9 Eastern Standard Time. Very good. What else do we have? Oh, we have the TAC. Oh, TAC's going to be interesting. I can't tell you what we're going to do at TAC. Surprise. Pete is working on it currently, not happy about it. So that means I'll have a good show of TAC. What else do we got there, Wayseeker?
I think that's it.
Covered it all. Make sure you're watching Hidden Ghosts, Gems, or anything else that we do on here.
Hidden Ghost,
yeah, those things too.
Kansas, Santa, Sasha,
Sasha, whatever. Are we reviewing the novel next week, or we're not?
No.
You need more than 2 days.
We're doing Visions next week.
I won't be on. Well, I'll try to be on.
We got too much going on next week with Visions.
Zaggy,
May the 4th or the drops.
Zaggy, if you feel like watching this show, please do. We always enjoy having you and Tom Green in the chat. But if not, I mean, it is what it is. Dude, Dub has been raving about last week's MCM to anybody that will listen. Only mammals have hair, Jedi. So could you imagine that? We got to get that game, dude. The chat will go crazy with that game. Yeah, they'll go crazy with that game. All right. I guess I'm taking us out. I think I was just waiting for Pete to come back to take us out, but he won't. Dom, have we saved you from your darkness? Are you back to positive, or are you going to be?
Look, I do have my my rant moments. Look, there are some things that it's just ridiculous how a $1 billion company can screw up a franchise that is beloved by billions and billions of people, and not do what the fans want. I'm tired of people saying, "Oh, we give what the fans want." No, you're not. If you give what the fans want, we'll be cheering. We'll be happy.
I think they are giving
cheering and celebrating. It was the most packed celebration of all time.
Also called High Republic.
It was, but you know what? Like I said, look, I don't mind the stuff they put out, but just give us good stories. Give us stories that are that fascinate us, that captivate us.
Go back and read these books. You need to get back on the book train. You keep saying you're going to do it. They're giving us good stories. They're just not giving them on some of the modes that I think you want them to give us on. And I agree. They could give us better TV shows. They could be all good TV shows, and they're not.
Like, when has Star Wars ever given us all good anything?
I get that. I'm just saying.
It's like
I'm not disagreeing with you, Mark. I'm just trying to help out Dom. But there are really good books. Like even
I know the books are good. You know what? It's just like there's a lot of stories that, like, look, the comic books have been lacking. There's not a lot of good stories in the comics. They're putting stuff out. They'd rather go with the first. They're putting out first appearances than having really good stories in the comic books. Which, that's one thing. But the TV shows, Disney Plus, you want us to be captivated. Look, Mando season 1 was phenomenal. Mando season 2 was outstanding. 3,
Dom, if fucking Boba Fett showed up and ran and fucking rode the Mythosaurus, that is all that happened in a 20-second clip. Would we not be hearing about how fucking great the Mandalorian season 3 was?
No, you would, but also I want to see.
So come on, dude, that's garbage.
Other stuff. Like, look, let's put it this way: it's true. 40 fucking years. There's another F bomb. 40 years of waiting for the return of him, and you get a lackluster show. The show, I tried to defend the show so much, and then I'm just seeing a lot of the stuff that came out of it. The Mando episodes were the best ones. Why couldn't that be Boba Fett?
It should have been. I agree.
That should have been.
Well,
I agree. They did you wrong. They did you wrong.
There was one episode, I don't remember which episode it was, of Mandalorian season 2 when Boba Fett flies in Slave One and kicks Stormtrooper ass.
That's the way he should have been.
Okay, there you go, brother. You got it. You got
you got it. How many times do you have to repeat the same shit?
Dude, he's the John Wick of Star Wars. That's what he's supposed to be.
Let's be clear.
He got hit in the back by a blind guy and fell into a fucking pit.
No, because
you're exaggerating what the fuck you think John Wick is, bro. Because that shit, don't you dare bring John Wick's name into your bullshit. No. I was trying to be cool with you, but then you had to bring John Wick's fucking name into this shit. You can name what you want, but don't you dare John Wick. John Wick would not let some fucking blind dude, some blind playboy just flip around and flip him into the fucking thing.
Wait till I go to see freaking the Return of the Jedi this week. Me and my wife, and the part comes and Boba Fett falls out on the freaking goddamn Sarlacc. I'm gonna yell, "Boo this freaking shit!" I'm gonna yell that shit.
He is no John motherfucking Wick. He's Boba Fett. They shouldn't have made him a fucking clone. Okay, and to be honest with you, a cartoon that Lucas wanted to ban was better than anything they ever did on him. Actually, probably.
And Ventress makes him look like a chump in Dark Disciples.
Oh yeah, because and in Clone Wars. Stupid. By the way, we should have probably known this was coming because all that Dave wrote him as in Clone Wars was a little kid getting his ass kicked all the time. We probably should have seen this coming. Actually, to tell you the truth, now that we think about it, Boba Fett, where? Dude, hey, listen. I was trying to help Dom out, but he fucking.
I really do think like George called up Dave and be like, "I really tried to get rid of Boba Fett. I gave him the worst death ever. All these fans still like him. Can you ruin him some more for me?" And he's like, "I got you. I got you."
I like make a character that's better. Make a character like him that's better.
They brought Darth Maul back, and they turned him out to be the most complex antagonist in all the Star Wars. They gave him a great story when he came back. You know, the freaking the syndicates, you know, all these things. They gave him.
He lived on a trash planet for like 10 years and rebuilt his legs.
But you know what? He came back and he was badass. Those episodes of Clone Wars were freaking the best episodes.
He showed up in Han Solo's story for no fucking reason. He didn't get everything about Darth Maul wasn't great. So,
but his story was actually better than freaking goddamn Boba Fett story coming out of the Sarlacc. Oh
yes,
because, yeah,
agreed. But Boba Fett's storyline's never been great, dude. Do you remember? Because like the non-canon thing, Boba Fett like had a wife who got raped, and somehow Boba Fett had like a rape baby. Like it's never been great stories around Boba Fett. But there's a guy who pretended he was Boba Fett for like 20 years, and nobody knew where Boba Fett was. Boba Fett was having a relationship with some dude in the Sarlacc pit in a mental psychological thing that we still can't figure out to the day because it was so fucking colluded and complicated writing. So like Boba Fett if you want to talk, like
look at the
I don't want to ruin his day anymore, but
look at when Fett he made the Fett clan against the Vong. He fucking was badass when he came back.
That's 2% of the Fett story.
I know,
dude.
But you know what? Listen, the shit that they put out now, they rather put other crap.
That was shit back then. You want to see Boba Fett having it was what was it, Braveheart? Was it Mel Gibson? It was the Mel Gibson situation where somebody came in and banged and raped the wife. You want to see that shit? Because I want
to see that, but I want to see the stories in Legends. You got Boba Fett dead. You got the friggin' Star Wars.
Having just watched the movie yesterday, if Boba Fett didn't take like 10 seconds to aim his little bullshit thing at Luke, he would have killed Luke in the story. But he took like 10 seconds to like aim his thing, and that's why he got hit in the back and ended up in Sarlacc. So
friggin' Luke.
Boba Fett was showing his age even in Return of the Jedi. He was losing his eyesight. He couldn't aim his darts.
You're getting your comics. You just gotta hope they make you better in these comics.
Hey, you talked to the Marvel guy. He said, Dom, we're gonna give you who are they giving him? It's too late for
Dirge.
They're giving you Dirge.
Bounty Hunters, dude. We're getting him back in Bounty Hunters.
Yeah, he's gonna be Bounty Hunters with Dirge.
You just gotta hope they do it right.
They're not doing that shit right. All right, I'm glad we calmed down on that fucking game. On that note,
That being said,
Tom, are you still on Darth? Oh, here you go. I'm gonna tell you all your Boba Fett stories suck.
what's that?
You're like, Tom, are you still Darth? And then you like completely ripped him apart.
Oh no, it was okay until he did the John Wick. I mean, like, there's just certain buttons you shouldn't push.
I got
You
two
pushed it.
things.
You hit your button, but
I
you
got two things that show Disney and Filoni. Boom and boom.
Oh my
That's
god. Oh, there will be. Yeah, there probably will.
Lucas on there too, because you can't not blame Lucas as well.
Yeah.
No, we didn't. Boba Fett friggin' flipping on fire. Boom. There you go.
Oh man, so good.
All right, we're out of here. We're out of here before he drops another F.